Welcome back to episode 245 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. My name is Josh. I'm here with Phil. I'm here with Baba Louie.
It's two guys from Minnesota and a Canadian with a very special relationship to cake. Welcome to the Gong Show.
That was cute.
Oh my God!
A little surprise for you guys.
Josh, you have a buying problem. Oh my God, that was you should do a new one every episode. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, you broke.
Excellent, well
You
done.
like that one? Okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
All right, Phil, what's going on, bud?
Not much, man. I've completely forgot everything I was gonna say. That doesn't happen too often. But yeah, I'm good. I had a great day. Did you guys have a good day?
Yeah,
No.
busy day. Got a lot of stuff done.
geez.
No, Louie?
Louis, go ahead first, I guess.
Oh, you didn't have to work outside in that today.
Yeah, it's so windy here, Phil. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
eh?
Like my garbage cans, I'm not kidding you, 4 times have blown away from my house into the street.
Oh no, what are you gonna do? Did you call somebody?
Put them in the garage.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But I'm
Yeah.
like tucked like way up in the house and like in a nook, and it doesn't matter. It's like viciously windy out. It's vicious.
40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but the wind gusts last for like 2 minutes.
Oh boy, cuts right through you too, if you're walking through it. Yeah, it's about.
Were you outside all day, Louis?
Yep.
Ooh.
We had about 15 centimeters of fall here, but it was beautiful. Not much.
That means nothing. 15 cent.
No, I know it's not. No, they cancel the schools all the time for that. Yeah.
No, but why are you speaking foreign languages? What are 15 centimeters?
Oh, you guys do inches? I don't know how many centimeters are in inches. I'm good with weight. I'm not good
Carry
with
the 4
measurement.
multiplied by 7. I
Weight.
don't either. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So you got a little bit of snowfall today.
15 centimeters would be like that, maybe. That's not much. Enough for the plows to go out. Yeah, enough for the plows to go out. And it was great. I got my winter tires on. Well, not my winter tires. I actually forgot. I just bought brand new tires coincidentally as people are putting on their winter tires. So my mechanic, I had to leave my truck there all day for him to do it, which is not like him. But that's okay. He did me a solid. I got Goodyear Wranglers. I don't know. Not a big car guy. They're phenomenal. Cut right through the snow. Put the four-wheel drive on my big Sierra. Love it.
You got
How rare are
6
they?
inches of snow?
It's 6 inches. Is that how much it
Yeah.
is?
Holy crap. That's a good fall.
That's okay. Yeah. I kind of want to plow. I'm not plowing this year. So I saw some of the plows out. I got jealous. Yeah.
Oh. How rare are Goodyear Wranglers? Like, are they out of 99? Are they hollow
I don't
soil?
know.
Like what?
They were new, so they were pack fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. They were friggin' expensive though, and they look good on my truck, so I'm happy.
Ah, boy.
Well, Phil, we have a big episode 3 of Friday Nights with Phil coming up tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
So you want to give us a little preview? What's going on? Have you thought about your show?
Wait, seriously? It's all I think about. Yeah, when I get very excited when I wake up. So I have some guests lined up. I have 3 as of right now lined up for Friday. I'm trying to get as many as possible. I think the more the merrier. And I just don't want the guests to be too long and drawn out. So I'm going to be quite cutthroat with speeding things up because I want to keep pace. And I'm very excited to see other people's collections. I think showing your top 10 cards would be great. Let's be honest, I'll probably end up cutting it to 5, but let's start with 10. And that's one idea. There's a few other things lined up for the winter. We're going to have a good winter, but baby steps for Phil on Friday nights.
Is your cottage lady going to make an appearance?
No, she doesn't even know I do this.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, no, she has no idea. She doesn't ask. I don't tell. I'm good. She doesn't talk.
What if you end the episode with just like you could charge a subscription for this part, just people watching you eat cake?
Yeah, for Phil Friday nights after dark. Yes, maybe I already do. Maybe I'm Europe only. You'll never know without a VPN.
Only in Europe. Okay. We have a good show today. Lots of kind of cool stuff going around the hobby. Have a really interesting interview to get to as well.
Mm-hmm.
One quick reminder, though, before we get started, is that our podcast, this podcast, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast, which basically means that we rely on the support of listeners and watchers like yourself to help us cover our show expenses, produce, more and what we hope, better hockey card content. Hopefully people see all the additional content we've been working on, and then help us fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hockey hobby. You can support our show for as little as $5 US a month. Be one of the first 299 supporters of our show forever have that title. You also get exclusive access to our Gong Show Discord. Lots of cool stuff goes on there. A lot of great chat all day. We're doing Secret Santa. Did you guys sign up for Secret Santa today yet?
No.
I did not. The Canada Post is on strike, so Christmas is canceled for Canadians.
Oh, stop. Well, I did. We do stuff like 5K challenge, fantasy hockey, a lot of kind of fun stuff there. It's very easy to support us. You can go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon's website, Patreon directly, and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. Link in the show description in both YouTube and podcast apps, and then our Instagram, TikTok profiles as well.
Yes.
All right, Bubba Louie. You ready with the game plan for today's show?
Well, I actually got a patron thing in here. It's not a funny one this week, but we talked about in the mailbag on Monday's show about getting cards replaced from Upper Deck, and I didn't put the person's name in here. I figured I better ask before I start putting people's names in there. But in the Discord, you know who you are, but he said, just an FYI, Upper Deck will replace cards from Target and Walmart, as I have a replacement coming for a damaged Matt Rempe Young Guns.
Nice. Well, that's good to know. Thank you for whoever said that. Yeah, there's lots of great post-episode discussions that goes on to Discord, too. Okay, Louis, now you're ready with the game plan.
I am ready with the game plan. So, first up, it's get to know your Hall of Famers. Then we will get into, is CT scanning a threat to the hobby? Next up is hobby news. After that, we'll get into Josh's 5 favorite PC cards.
Oh.
Then new product releases, followed up with the Fanatics Collect Weekly Preview and personal pickups.
Okay, let's get rolling with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. We're still chugging our way through the second Hall of Fame class of 1947. And today in our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series, we're going to look at and review the life, accomplishments, and hobby market for Lester Patrick. If you're new, we break up these into 3 different parts: a quick bio, why you should care about that player, and then a hobby market review. Any questions, Phil? You always have questions.
No, I thought we were done with this part. I thought we were on to the next. I thought we were on to the 60s.
No. There's 9 more Hall of Famers in 1947. So I think this is 3 or 4 for this.
Okay, way wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah. And actually, we normally do a quick bio. For Lester Patrick, we're going to do a little bit longer bio. And I don't think you guys will mind, because holy moly, did this guy have a lot going on in relationship to the early game of hockey and helping to create hockey as it is today. So here we go. Curtis Lester Patrick lived from 1883 until 1960, was a professional hockey player and coach associated with the Victoria Aristocrats of the Pacific Coast Hockey Association and the New York Rangers in the NHL. He came from a hockey family. His father, Patrick, and fellow Hall of Famer brother Frank Patrick, or his father Joe, and his fellow Hall of Famer brother Frank Patrick were both heavily involved in the early days of hockey as well. Patrick's father Joe was an entrepreneur who made his money first owning a general store, and then made a lot more money later in the lumber business. Through the early 1900s, Lester Patrick played for the Montreal Wanderers of the ECAHA, and for a few other kind of amateur and Canadian teams prior to that. One of those early teams was in Brandon, Manitoba, where he accepted a spot for $25 a month to play cover point or defense. While points and cover points, again, essentially defensive players at the time, were not expected to contribute much to offensive actions, Patrick tried to carry the puck up the ice during a game and scored a goal. While the club questioned his motive, he argued that it was successful and the fans enjoyed it, so was allowed to keep doing so. He also advocated for 2 defenders to line up side by side rather than one in front of the other, as had been the standard since the beginning of hockey. This change was adopted by the team and soon became widely adopted in all of the sport. In 1906 and 1907, Lester Patrick won the Stanley Cup with the Montreal Wanderers. Shortly after that, the family moved out west to pursue their lumber interests. Lester would play for a few local and amateur teams in British Columbia and Edmonton for a few years. In 1911, Lester's father, Joe, sold his lumber company for a pretty big sum for the time, $440,000. And with the proceeds, the family decided to fund their own professional hockey league, and that year formed the PCHA, Pacific Coast Hockey Association. Interestingly, though, there was one family member that voted against using their windfall to form the PCHA, and it was actually Lester Patrick himself. The league launched in 1912, and Lester was charged with leading the Victoria, BC team known at the time as the Aristocrats. So I got to do a little sidebar here. If anyone's into like dark humor, there's a documentary about the most depraved joke ever that comedians like to tell each other and essentially try to gross each other out. And it's called The Aristocrats. It's all the most famous comedians telling their version of this most horrible, awful, like they try to one up each other and make it darker and darker and darker. It's if you're into that sort of thing and you find like gallows humor or dark humor funny, I could not recommend The Aristocrats more. Just make sure that if you have like any kids, they're not in the same state, province, or country as you watch this, because it's that bad. And I had to do the sidebar because when I hear the name Aristocrats, I always think about that documentary.
Is this is this like Eddie Murphy Raw bad, or
no? It's like
Monty Python.
It's a joke that comedians tell to each other, but not to the public, to try to one up each other and make it more disgusting every time.
Interesting. Okay.
And the joke is called The Aristocrats.
All right.
Well, now back to the Victoria Aristocrats. Lester Patrick would win 2 more Stanley Cups, one with the Aristocrats in 1915, and then the team would later change to the Victoria Cougars in 1925. Here's how it changed from Aristocrats to Cougars. So the Aristocrats were disbanded in 1916 when the Canadian military needed the use of their arena to train recruits for World War I. And I think like he moved the team south to the state of Washington in the US for a year and then ended up coming back to Victoria in 2018. And then that's when the team was renamed the Cougars. And Lester would win the Stanley Cup with them in 1925, which interestingly enough is the last time a non-NHL team has ever won the Stanley Cup.
Interesting.
With Lester Patrick and the Victoria Cougars in 1925. Oh, it gets more interesting. Eventually, the PCHA would be folded into the Western Hockey League, which continued for 2 more seasons. At this time, around 1926 or 1927, the NHL was also expanding. And that kind of made, there wasn't a lot of viability for many professional leagues, and the WHL was essentially going to fold as well. To facilitate a quicker expansion for the NHL, the Patrick family facilitated the sale of WHL players' rights to the newly formed NHL team. For a sum of $100,000, Lester Patrick's Victoria Cougars team was transferred to Detroit, who became the Detroit Cougars until the team was renamed to the Red Wings in 1932.
Cool. Wow. Neat. Right on.
For his part, though, Lester Patrick did not join the Cougars in Detroit. He took a job as the coach of the expansion New York Rangers and served as the team's inaugural coach in 1926-27. While coaching the Rangers, Lester Patrick is famous for an incident which occurred on April 7th, 1928, during Game 2 of the 1928 Stanley Cup Finals against the Montreal Maroons. After starting goaltender Lauren Chabot suffered an eye injury after being hit by the puck in the middle of the second period, Patrick inserted himself into the game as the Rangers goalie.
Nuts.
That's
telling players, boys, don't let an old man down. At the age of 44 years and 99 days, Lester Patrick remains the oldest man to have played in the Stanley Cup Finals. At the time, it was not common for teams to have a backup goaltender, and the opposing team's coach had to allow a substitute goaltender. However, Maroons manager coach Eddie Girard refused to give permission for the Rangers to use Alec Connell, the Ottawa Senators netminder, who was in the stands, as well as a minor leaguer, Hugh McCormick. Odie Cleghorn, the coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates, stood in for Patrick as coach of the Rangers for the remainder of the game and directed the Rangers to check fiercely at middle ice, which limited the Maroon players to long, harmless shots. Lester Patrick saved 18 of 19 shots while allowing 1 goal and helping the Rangers to an overtime victory. For the next 3 games, the league gave permission for the Rangers to use Joe Miller from the New York Americans in goal. The Rangers went on to win the Stanley Cup, their first in franchise history. Lester would win another cup as coach of the Rangers in 1933, defeating Phil's Maple Leafs. And he'd win his final Stanley Cup as a Rangers GM in 1940. The former Patrick division in the NHL was named after Lester. And Lester Patrick Trophy is awarded annually for outstanding contributions to hockey in the United States and is still awarded today. Well, if that's not interesting enough, here's why you should care about Lester Patrick, and it gets way more interesting. Lester and his brother Frank were incredibly instrumental to the development of the game of hockey that we enjoy today. So you guys got to check out these key contributions. They introduced the defensive pairing system while playing in the early 1900s. Patrick and his brother Frank refined the defensive pairing system, which became the standard strategy in hockey. They championed advancements in goaltending equipment to better protect goalies, including goalie pads and gloves, enhancing, of course, safety and performance. He encouraged creative play. As a player, coach, and executive, Patrick promoted an emphasis on skill and strategy over brute force, encouraging dynamic, fast-paced hockey. And here's a long list of incredible rules to the game that seem pretty important today that Lester Patrick induced. Forward passing. Ever heard of it, Phil?
Are you serious? Okay, go ahead.
The Patricks induced forward passing in offensive zone, which drastically changed the game's pace and strategy, making it faster and more dynamic. They created the blue line that divided the rink into 3 zones: offensive, defensive, and neutral zone, which remains a cornerstone of hockey strategy and rules today. What about a goal crease? Is that important?
Wow.
The introduction of a goal crease defined as the area where a goaltender operates and established rules to protect them from interference.
Not
The
to Brett
penalty
Hall.
shot. Yeah. Not for Brett Hall. The penalty shot as another Lester Patrick contribution. Numbers on players' jerseys for identification. We can thank Lester Patrick for that. How about changing players on the fly? Allowing players to substitute on the fly rather than only during stoppages made the game faster and improved strategies. Line changes. Implemented a system for organizing players on the bench and improving line changes, leading to the modern system of shifts.
Wow.
The Patricks formalized the concept of awarding assists. So we, apples, I think that's because of the Lester and his brother Frank. For players leading to a goal, recognizing the contributions of teammates. And then the face-off circle. Establishing a designated face-off circle improved the organization of play and reduced disputes over puck drops.
That the forward passing. So hockey was like football at one point. You could only go.
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, one more thing before you get into hobby market, and honestly, we could do a whole show on this. Lester and his family were crucial in the early 1900s to establishing and advancing women's hockey. They were huge advocates. They formed teams, organized games. They greatly contributed to the legitimacy of women playing the sport in the early 1920s. And me and Louie, as girl dads of hockey players, that's something, of course, I have deep respect for. Pretty wild, hey?
Insane. Absolutely crazy. Can you go back to the first picture you showed? Why are his ankles like that?
Which first picture?
I don't know. The aristocrat one. Victoria. There. Look at what's up with that.
Well, he's like a new skater, right? That's how new skaters.
I thought maybe there's no blades. Maybe the blades were insertable back then. Probably not. I mean, probably soldered onto the bottom of the boot, eh?
There's no structure to those boots. I got my grandfather's skates from 29 or 1930.
Wow.
On the wall over there, and there's nothing to them. It's just that was just probably comfortable to just relax.
Interesting.
They look like those.
Yeah, nice little loafers there with a big knife on them. His contributions, his family, like you said at the end, astounding. He's hockey's hero.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed, I think, between him and his brother Frank, and I believe Frank is regarded as the better hockey player, even though they're both in the Hall of Fame as players. than Lester was, but I'm not sure any one family contributed more to the game than the Patrick family.
Imagine a time machine just going back and hanging around hanging around the arena, just where things are. You know what we should do? What if we put the puck forward? Oh, Lester, don't be ridiculous. No, hear me out. What if we put a line? Let's call it a blue line, like that. The real time evolution of the sport we all love is it's beautiful.
Or numbers on jerseys.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, hold on. I was going to ask a question on this whole forward passing thing, because what you read is they introduced forward passing in the offensive zone. So could you move the puck up a certain distance?
I don't know.
And once you were in there, it was.
Good point, Louis. I don't know. Really sure.
I don't know.
I'm just glad they made the game not confusing now.
We need a hockey historian to help us figure that out.
We can thank Fox Sports too. They made the glowing puck in the 90s. That was pretty cool.
That was wow.
You're right. Lester didn't do crap. It was whoever at Fox Sports is the real true hero of hockey.
Lester who? Get out of here.
All right, let's finish this up and look at the Lester Patrick hobby market real quick. There's really 3 cards to highlight. His rookie card is in the inaugural 1910 C56 hockey set. Card number 26. Now, a PSA 6 copy of this card has sold publicly for as high as $4,320 US in December 2019. Do not sell very often, of course. Now, there's no 1911 C55 Lester Patrick, as again, this kind of matches the timeline of him and his family moving to Western Canada and starting up hockey there. But there is a 1912 C57 card, as he's pictured with his Victoria Aristocrats. And a PSA copy of this, or 6 copy of this card, is sold publicly for as much as $6,588 US in January of 2020. Now, this is the highest publicly selling card of Lester Patrick per card letter sales history. And then the last card is a 1960 Topps would release a Lester Patrick tribute card as part of their all-time greats insert set. Why I really appreciate this card is the picture depicts him in his one game Stanley Cup stint as a Rangers goalie.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great card.
The all-time high sale for this card is $1,880 US for PSA 9 in December 2010.
Look at that PSA label, eh, boys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she's a beauty.
Pretty
typewriter. Get the typewriter out.
So there you go, Lester Patrick. Get to know your Hall of Famers. This is why I love doing this series.
It's great. That was awesome, man. Really, really good.
For anyone too that I really hope, and for a few people at least, that this encourages them to go learn more. Like, this is the highlights. We could have done a 10-show series on Lester Patrick, and
and
all
rules and all that stuff.
Yeah,
implementing
all of his
all that
contributions to
the
game of hockey. We're going to move on, guys, to an interview that we had a couple days ago with Nick Andrews, better known as Boston Card Hunter, who's been, I guess, Phil, you'd call maybe on the sort of the forefront of the CT scanning of sports card boxes story since last summer.
His fingers on the pulse of things.
Fingers on the pulse, yeah. It's been a few months since we even talked about it on our show, and I wanted to check back in with him to see if this whole issue is becoming a bigger deal or less of a concern. Is it going to go away? Is it going to persist? And, how much as hockey hobbyists in particular should we be concerned, if at all, about the threat of CT scanning unopened boxes? So with that said, we hope you enjoy our conversation with Nick and hope you find it informative. We are pleased and excited to have Nick Andrews, better known as Boston Card Hunter, who's a collector, podcaster, YouTuber, and, somehow you got involved in this whole CT scanning business with sports cards. I did hear you on, I think, the Sports Cards Nonsense podcast a few months ago, and I wanted to invite you onto the show, maybe just to get an update as to kind of how the story has progressed and get the angle of, how big of a threat could this be, if at all, to our little hockey hobby. So maybe we could start, Nick, by giving a little bit of background about yourself and how you got sort of intertwined into this whole CT scanning story to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, like I am an actual collector. I have my two coolest things I've got are the 1986 Fleer basketball set, autographed and slabbed. Everybody, the stickers, everything. And then
Wow.
my other set is 1969 NBA. You know, like the Lou Alcindor tall boy
Yeah,
white
yeah, yeah.
cards.
Cowboy.
I've got that whole set signed as well. So I'm like a big autograph guy. I like hockey too. I love Bobby Orr. He's my boy from Boston.
There you go.
Love me Ray Bork. And yeah, so I collect. And the CAT scan thing, I don't know, I'm a curious guy and I like to explore stuff, and I was interested, so I just emailed the head guy over there, and I'm like, dude, like, can we just chat, like come on the show? And then obviously things blew up because people, like, it's almost like Jose Canseco, like people didn't believe this was happening, but it
Yeah.
really was, like, and it is too. So if you look at Topps Mercury, I know it's basketball and you're a
Sure.
hockey show, but 1 to 3% of all cases were CAT scanned. Like, that's a fact that I know. So that's a little scary. That's like a high-end product. And the capabilities, I mean, we were talking offline. It's called the cup, right? That
Yeah.
metal tin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil's holding it up. So they have CAT scanned that for people. That's a fact. I've seen footage of it. That metal tin does nothing. They can see right through that. They can see serial numbers, autographs, names to some extent, and silhouettes of players. So just, I mean, it's almost a message to your audience. Just be careful buying this stuff. Like, I wouldn't trust almost anything on eBay now at this point at all. I would trust direct from manufacturer, or if a
Sure.
product is released and you grab it like that day or within like a week or something, you're probably okay. You go to a reputable place that's not going to risk it, you're okay. Other than that, don't be buying high-end stuff, especially like that, where, it costs them a few $100 to scan that thing. And what are they going to do when it, just throw it on eBay if it has crap in it,
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Now the company that you had contacted is Industrial Inspection, and what is it? Industrial Inspection and Consulting.
Yeah, or
I
industrial
think.
inspection and design. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep.
And they are they the only people still doing this, or in an entrepreneurial world, when
Definitely
somebody
not.
finds
So
one
my past is in management consulting, and I would dive into industries and figure them out. And my estimate over the summer, what typically when there's fraud in an industry or some new thing, it's like a 10-to-1 ratio. So these guys are doing it publicly, which means there's probably 9 others in the world that are doing it overtly, like in secret. Now there are 3 doing it publicly. They have it on their websites. There's another one that does Pokemon in the UK. Then there's another one I saw. So I think it's closer to 20-ish companies doing this in total, with 3 doing it publicly. And I think it's only going to increase from there.
Gotcha. And now for somebody to start they have to, I'm assuming they go buy used medical grade CT scanners, then you have to be licensed, right, in order to
Yeah,
operate these.
These guys aren't even sports card guys. They use this to examine like mummies and 3,000-year-old vases and aeronautics equipment for defects. They were just messing around with Pokemon cards. They're like, "Oh, dude, I wonder if we could see through this pack," and they did. Like, they have this license, obviously, because they're operating it for industrial purposes, and they're really good at it. They can see down to a micron. So not only can they see this card, but they can see the centering down to a micron too. So they can go in, see if the card is a 6, a 7, an 8, or 9. Way better than you can with a loop or a magnifying glass. It's wild. So yeah, they started doing that, and it took off.
So they don't. Sorry,
sorry.
they don't have any skin in the collecting game for integrity and moral authority. Like, I mean, they can sleep at night well if they're just strictly a business offering a service. If their service is rendered,
yeah,
that's all, right? So it's
yeah. I mean, they feel bad about what happens after, but it's like Napster. You guys, I don't know if you experienced Napster, but it's kind of like they kind of know what's going to happen to the stuff, but they're not doing it themselves. And like me, I personally have CAT scanned a few things with them to just test it out. They're just gonna. I'll probably give them away or something.
What'd you test? What did
2012 NBA Prism, because it's got like a foil pack.
Okay.
They destroyed it. I could identify every card in a half hour. In a 5
How do they present their findings to you? Just the way we're seeing it on the screen, or do they personalize it?
Yeah.
Like you
So
log
when
into an app, or
when you purchase when you do, you purchase their services, they'll give you the scan. So you'll get images here, but you'll actually get a scan that you can go forward or backward through. It's kind of like it's really hard to describe actually. You just like zipping through it. Like picture going through a few inches over the course of 20 seconds, and you're like going through something, like through
it's almost like a time lapse.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Interstellar at the black hole.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So you'll see the silhouette, and then the foil, and then the next pack, and then the foil. It's pretty crazy.
Now, I assume too that if you want to maybe point blame at this industrial inspection company that sort of brought this to light, the cat's out of the bag too by now, right? So
at least they're doing it publicly, man. Like how many companies are just doing this and not telling anybody? It's crazy.
For how long too, right?
Right, and that's the other thing. I think this has been going on for I don't know. These guys are really good at it, but I bet this has been going on for 3+ years.
Do you still are you still talking with them?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't work for them or anything. I'm not being compensated or anything like that. But I do still talk to them. They're just cranking through products, like they went through Topps Mercury. They were doing 50-50 Ohtani stuff. Obviously, like, hockey, they'll get it when, the hockey stuff shows up and people send it, right? They'll send a tin or something like that, and then they'll get it. But they just kind of receive what they get and they scan it.
Have they ever been offered a lump sum of money for their little black book of customers?
Could you imagine? I thought about like Ashley Madison, right? Like that whole thing that happened, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. I'm sure they keep a log of everybody, like any good business. And I think it's important that they do that, because who knows, someday they might just get pissed at everybody and release the thing.
Don't say that. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't catalog it. There's also ways they could irradiate something and put like a symbol on it saying like this has been CAT scanned and it's like detectable. All kinds of weird stuff. I'm not, a PhD in material science, so I don't know all of it, but they could do all kinds of stuff, and I'm sure they track their customers,
Is it a booming business for them? Like, are they busy with
They're
this?
doing it around the clock 7 days a week.
Wow.
They're not receiving like 3 packs on a Monday. It's just they can't even keep up. So that you can start to extrapolate that out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to ask this question. I'm not asking for names, but I'm curious of like buckets. Like, who are their customers? Like, who are the people? Is it breakers? Is it card shops? Is it individual collectors? Like what's the bulk of where their business is coming from to get these
ton of collectors? I mean, they had kids, like not even in college yet, bringing in Mercury saying this sucks and throwing it on eBay. Like, collectors is a bucket. I know. And then there's obviously big whales, right? That have a lot of stuff and they can scan that. I don't know so much about breakers. I'm kind of worried if I go down that path, I'm going to get really pissed off and just like blow people up. So I haven't pushed on that.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I love that blue pill. Like it's really great. I want to eat my imaginary steak.
A lot of men do. A lot of men love their blue pill.
But if I was buying Flawless consistently for fun or as an investment, then I would want the red pill and understand, what's happening here. But I'm just telling everybody now, this is enough, to like I don't know, what's the highest end hockey product you can buy? Like
the
what's
cup.
the most, what is it?
The cup.
The cup. It's about
it's
about $1,000 US a tin, and they come in what are they, 6 tin cases or 3 tin cases?
12 in a master case, half 6 for a sleeve.
So 6 in an inner.
They could probably scan an entire case of that for $500 or whatever, $400. It would take them a few hours. They'd see every single card in all of those cases. Just if you want to get the sense of their capability.
Now, if I let's say beginning to end turnaround. So I live in let's say I live in the States. I'm in Boston where you are. And I beginning process. I mail it to them. They receive it. How long does it take? 3 weeks? A month?
I think they can turn it around pretty fast. Depends on how busy they are. I'm saying probably a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I think a week you're okay. That's why I said if something just came out first off the line, it's like a ticking clock. You probably got a week before you have to start worrying about it.
Do you know, have they ever been sent like skids, or do they like just mail like, has they ever been a pallet full and just said, scan it all, let us know?
They can't do that. The dimensions are, if you look at the videos I've shared on the Sports Card Madness YouTube channel, it's almost like the shape of like something you'd cook, like a pizza stone. Okay. It's like a circle pizza stone size thing with this like, space gun ray pointing at it. You have to close the door. So that's your dimensions. It's probably like 2 by 2 by 2. So once you get past that, you have to start breaking it up, like breaking the case up.
I meant more like one customer, not in the.
Oh, you mean like keep feeding?
Yeah, like just funneling pallets of cards in.
I don't know, but man, it's. I mean, geez, like you got to think about this. Why not? If you're going to do that, you can get a whole pallet.
I would. If I was, if I woke up if someone peed in my cornflakes all my entire life, I would be doing this all the time, right? There's bad actors out there, man. Scary.
Yeah. So on their website, we're just looking at if you're watching on YouTube, the Industrial Inspection Consulting website, they do have 4 Upper Deck products listed in their price guide. So a box of Exquisite is $175. 3K. So that's probably basketball because Exquisite isn't its own product anymore. So that would be the older stuff. Ultimate though, it looks like a 4-box inner you can do for $400, and then a cup of the tin is $125. So when I saw the $125 for the tin, knowing it's roughly depending on the year, but the new stuff about $1,000 a box it's kind of like playing blackjack where you're basically doing 10% insurance.
Yep. You got 8 tries to get a good tin. If you think about it that way, you scan it for 125, some shipping, maybe 7 tries. And then it's bad, you throw it on eBay. You do the next one, it's bad, you throw it on eBay. You got 7 tries to get a good tin. And you're not thinking of like, what is the most high-end hockey box from like 1995 to now? Like what's the equivalent of like 03 Exquisite basketball?
It would be 2005 the cup that has the Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin key rookie cards in there.
How much would that cost on the open market? That
10 grand?
No, I think, what is it? I can look it up quick while we're talking, but I want to say it's maybe 5,000 US.
All right. So now you've got 35 tries to get your money back. You grab one of those.
That's so crazy. Eh?
You know what I mean? You buy 35 of those and you break even if you get one, it's crazy. So the economics, especially for that hockey tin, are scary. This is like the most scared I am is this little hockey tin thing. It's just so small. It's got like a lot of value in a small place. Like Flawless for basketball. Flawless is it's like 3 cards. It's like so easy.
So Nick,
the tin is a little bit like a Russian doll, or the cup is, in that it comes in a box, but it's pretty small. And then the tin is inside the box, and then the cards are inside, almost like a Flawless, where the cards are inside a little box inside the tin, so it can go through all that pretty easily.
Oh yeah, like nothing. That tin is nothing. It might as well be Saran wrap. Now it has to. If they did a 1-inch lead, the cup box, it would be safe. It can't go through lead; it's too dense. But foil is a joke. It's nothing. Slabs are a joke. Foil's a joke. It's going to go through all that stuff.
You said earlier, Nick. Sorry, Josh. You said earlier a lot of collectors are sending in to get this service done. So I'm a big collector. I'm trying to think in what scenario would I, like, as a collector, I don't buy a lot of wax. So are these more wax collectors? And
there's a couple scenarios. Most of the time they're just reselling the duds and it's fraud. But some of the time, I guess some of the time they're curious, like me. That's some. And then others are actually scanning and they're like, oh, cool, that card's in there. I'm still never going to open it, but now I know the card's in there. That's kind of wild.
I can see myself doing that.
Yeah, you hand it down to your kids, like there's a Gretzky in there, or
and here's my scan, son. Yeah, like this is what's in here. Yeah,
it's wild. And they've been using it for auction houses to certify, it's not GI Joe cards inside and stuff like that. So there are some good uses. I've worked with a few to do that. So there's some good applications. There's just a lot of bad ones.
The last or a few months ago when I don't know if it was you or someone else I heard talk about this, is at the time, at least I think, like, paper cards were not readily identified. So the biggest box in the history of hockey would be a 1979 O-Pee-Chee, which would have the Wayne Gretzky rookie in it. But that's
Right.
a purely paper photo card. There's no texture. There's no
That is safe.
undulate.
That is
Okay.
safe. I tested out an 86 Fleer pack. Obviously I'm a hoops guy, so that's very boring vintage. It's just nothing. It's just paper, right? They had a tough time with that. They could kind of see it, but he's like, I'm never doing this again. It took me all day or something like that.
Not worth
Wow.
it. Not worth it.
So I think in theory they could if they got better at it, but it's you can feel very comfortable knowing that 79 O-Pee-Chee hasn't been scanned.
Today, but I would
Yeah.
assume though that it'll get better, right? Like anything
Right.
that
Right. If
very
you're gonna buy it
rudimentary
right
changes.
now. Yeah. It could get better.
Okay, so how long have you personally been? Is it like 6 months that you've been, or longer that you've been sort of following this story?
Yeah, yeah. I'd say I talked to them. God, it was like August maybe or like July,
Mhm.
and then I've just kind of connected with them and just asked for updates. I'm happy to kind of. I
Yeah.
want to get the word out because not everybody's on, YouTube and Instagram and listening to like I want to get the word out as much as possible so people, like just some regular dudes like, oh, cool, I'm gonna spring for like the cup for Christmas, for my kid, and I don't want them to get screwed. I want them to make good buying decisions.
I'm curious as to your personal ethics journey through this. Like how maybe that's evolved over the past 6 months then.
Yeah, I mean, initially I was just curious. Like, I always tread the line. I've looked into naked card breaks. Like, I look at weird stuff. I'm a curious guy, and I I'm okay. Initially I was okay with it up until the point where fraud happens. What I don't like is if somebody buys something, scans it, and resell it. It's like that I have a problem with, and I still have a problem with. Um, but I don't mind that people scanning it for fun. I don't mind, obviously, don't mind scanning it to make sure it's like certified, like the ultimate baseball card exchange,
Yeah.
wrap. Um, but I mean, it's just like any industry, man. Like technology comes in and just messes it all up, and the manufacturers are going to they're going to have to respond with
Yeah.
lead lining, or unfortunately maybe we just have to go to boring redemption cards. So you rip a box and you're like, you are due a Wayne Gretzky card. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be a dance between the two because it's like hackers and IT security people. One gets better,
Yeah.
the other gets better. And they just fight till the end of time. I think this isn't going anywhere, and it's just going to affect more boxes, more sports. So we need to be vigilant about it. The manufacturers need to find a way to stop it. And if you don't like what they're doing, voice
Mhm.
your opinion. And I
I have a
like.
legal question that you might not know the answer to, but you said fraud. And do you know if the scenario that you laid out of I buy a box, I scan it, the cards suck, and I resell it, is that technically fraud in a legal sense where it's would
Yeah,
be
that's wire
illegal?
fraud because you are knowingly falsely selling the contents of something. Now, if you say on eBay, I have cat scanned this and there's dog crap inside, that's not fraud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
disclose it and say, this has been cat scanned, I think, or I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is inside, that's not fraud. You know what I mean? But when you just sell it saying, like, oh, awesome box, you could hit a Crosby, that's fraud.
Hmm. I wonder if it's hard to prove, or is there ways the
The only way to
legal
prove it
system
would
could prove it?
be, yeah, I know, right? It's not like the radiation they leave behind is like you going outside for a few minutes. Like it's not, you're not gonna like go into a courtroom and look at this tin can. There's, you get a Geiger counter out. I mean, I guess if you have a video of the box, right, and you run through it,
Yeah.
it's somehow the court got that video, and then you open it and it's like matches everything. All right, that might be a smoking gun. The odds of
Mhm.
that happening are tough. Very
Does
tough.
the owners of the or your contact person at this company, are they, I would think to assume that the manufacturers are going to get on top of this eventually. Are they aware that the gravy train might stop soon? So is that why they're working 7 days a week, 24/7 to try and maximize like the manufacturers not having gotten ahead of this yet?
I think they're just a startup, like trying to find ways to make money. They were just goofing off with Pokemon cards, and they're just like, "Oh, we're making money doing this. Let's just keep making money." Because even if they stop this like today, what about all the other packs from 2024 November and beyond?
That's
You
a
know what I
good
mean?
point. Yeah, they
They're
still
all
exist.
like
Yeah.
all these cup packs are never like from the Crosby year.
Yeah.
They're never going to get protected. You know what I mean? Now they could come up with a technology where maybe you can detect it with like color or something like that, but that's far off. And this company also, they're the cat and mouse game. They've come up with a detection technology that can stop cat scanning, and they've patented it.
Wow.
So in their learnings from all of this, they've also figured out how to disrupt the signal. And so maybe that's something, who knows, maybe
Cat and mouse is right.
they can be the good guys. You never know,
It usually comes down to where the greater incentive is, right?
Yeah.
As to which
Great
way
question.
you go. Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. That's almost like the immediate incentive is to scan, but the greater incentive long term may be a patent and a license. So it's a tough one. It depends on how they think, short term or long term.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, they could be paid to do nothing if they own the patent, which
of
pretty much the American
By
dream
default.
for just about everyone. Have you heard from them how much in contact they are in with like Fanatics or Upper Deck or Panini?
No, I don't go there. It's just common sense. Like, they're causing a problem in the industry. I'm sure they're talking to people and interfacing with them. But yeah, I don't want to go down that road. I try to. I just want to find out what's being scanned and share that. But if those companies know what they're doing, they must be talking to them. Who knows?
If you were the president of Upper Deck, how seriously would you take this?
Extremely seriously, to the point where I would be having conversations with them every week and trying to. I would probably pay them to help me develop new packaging and all of that, like, immediately. Because it's just confidence, right? It's like the financial meltdown. It's like steroids in baseball. It's like anything in this world where confidence takes a small hit. It could be systemic and affect their sales. And you want to get ahead of that. Plus, it's like good PR. Like, if I was the president of Upper Deck, I want to look like a hero. Like, I'm the guy who fixed this. I'm the guy who like stopped this. So
good point.
Hopefully they take it seriously.
Yeah, the scary thing to me is the whole industry is basically based on perceptive value. And so there's not really sort of like an underlying anchor point that in the wake of controversy that you can point to and say, well, this is what, the value is based on. And so if there's a large diminishment of confidence, that could dramatically, in fact, affect the values, right?
One step further, the whole wax industry is based on expected value. There's odds and there's a box. And if there's a 1% chance of getting $1 million card, that's $1,000 expected value, right? And so you're doing these calculations in your head, and it's like, well, okay, I'm just going to pay $75, and now I know the expected value completely. It's either zero or whatever. So it just changes everything, changes all the math on wax.
Now, you come from a management background and you're an entrepreneur, and so I kind of want to put you back in that president of whether it's Upper Deck or Panini or any other manufacturer. From at least what I've seen, seems like they've been largely silent on the issue. Is that the right approach while they figure it out, or would you want to take that thought leadership approach?
I don't like it because people are scared. I mean, I guess if you are in those shoes and you have no solution near term, there's nothing you can do. Maybe you're lying if you come out and say like, hey, we're working on this, I just don't know what they're doing. I don't work there. Right. So, that's a tough question to answer without being there. Now, if they actually were working on something and they felt confident about it, then yeah, they should absolutely do that. I do feel like they need to respond. It's like the president of the country, when the country's having a mini crisis, like you want to hear him at 7:00 on Sunday, like talking to you and make sure everything's going to be all right. Like, this is maybe it just hasn't reached that level yet here. Not enough people are worried about it. But if it does, like, you want to hear from like the head of Upper Deck and Fanatics and Panini, like, it's cool, guys. Like we're in talks, or we got plans, or who knows what they're doing. I'm just making it up.
Just to say we understand the issue.
Yes.
It's important to us. We're gonna come up with solutions to protect the integrity of wax because we know that that's vital to the hobby.
Yeah.
How come no one has? How come no company tops Panini? It's
ostrigine, Phil. That's so many companies do that.
I don't know what that means. What does
they
that
don't
mean?
want to. Yeah. There's no. The reality is there's any solution is like a couple years out. So like maybe what benefit do they have sharing?
Okay.
You know, hey guys, it's 2 years away. Stay calm. You know, maybe
I want to feel like they have my back as a collector, right? That's what you were just saying 5 minutes ago. I want to feel comfortable that the big guys behind me, like the COO of all the companies, and we don't have a solution today, but we're on it and we acknowledge it, and let's keep collecting.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I wish one of the big three, or if you count Leaf, you know, like the big four, would just be like, all right, guys, so like we got this.
Yeah, whoever does it's a hero, like you said, Nick. Yeah.
Great PR.
My opinion is that I think that they feel like if they say something that will make it a bigger issue, and maybe to your point, Nick, if they don't have a solution, then it could hurt sales in the short term.
Yeah, it's just like that Jeff Wilson video after I did the Caskin interview. It was just classic, where he's like, everybody calm down. This is not a big deal. That was like August. And meanwhile, like 3% of Mercury's just getting like X-rayed. It's just crazy. So you're right. Maybe you don't want to stir the pot. I don't know. I have no skin in the, like, I don't care. I made enough money. I retired at 40. I'll say what I want to say.
And good for you. I wish we were neighbors, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to say stuff and people aren't going to like it. And I'm just going to tell the truth, you know?
Attaboy. Good.
Who is this the biggest threat to?
This is the biggest threat to wax investors, especially like not vintage wax, but the wax that started having embossments or prisms or signatures or sticker autos or patches. From that on up, we'll call that, I don't know what, like 98 till now. I think if you're sitting on wax, you have a tough decision. I think actually we're going to experience what I call like the great ripping. I think you sit there with your wax and you're like, well, this stuff's going to tank. I'm not even confident anymore in my ability to sell this. Let's just rip it and get that expected value. And I think it's good because a lot of these cards, like the Steph Curry Superfractor or something like that, might actually enter the hobby and it might be good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of cards we're missing.
With any systemic change, it's a first, second, third order effect, right? So the first order effect is, oh crap, we can see inside cards now. We couldn't do that before. And then the second order effect is wax loses value. So the third order is, oh, I better open this, right? And so now you get the great ripping. I think that's what's going to happen. So wax collectors have probably already been burned. I'm sure sales are weak. These auctions, like Golden puts up a bunch of exquisite. P. Ryan was like, based on Nick's videos, I'm not touching that stuff. Because I can't confidently say that those 7 boxes weren't CAT scanned. And that's that's actually the right decision making. Like, I want people, you could still buy it, maybe it's okay, but like at least think about it, use your brain.
I think we've implied this, but I want to be very clear that, and you, if I say anything you disagree with, let me know, Nick. But if you're a casual collector and you like to buy wax and you're buying a $120 box of Upper Deck Flagship Hockey or a $300 box of O-Pee-Chee Platinum, it's not probably economical.
Exactly. I'd say under $1,000, I think you're okay. Like, well, I don't know, under like 500, it's tough. I feel like as the box price increases, the more likely it is. Blasters at Target are not getting scanned. Okay, like a couple $100 boxes of something's not getting scanned. It's really the higher end stuff. Even the cup, you have to think, okay, like we said, all right, it's like a 7-1 on this. Yeah. Like I have enough to like try 7 cups. Maybe they would do that. But well, actually, no, that's true. I know for a fact cup has been scanned, so be careful with that one.
Hockey there's very few boxes over $500, so it's a much more afford. Now you get into older boxes that of course
79 O-Pee-Chee and
or even like Phil has 1998 O-Pee-Chee Chrome, which was still a top set when they had the license, which is a pretty valuable box. That would be probably a good candidate to do that. And then some of these, like especially 90 sets, because it just made me think, Phil, how you've talked before about how you've seen other boxes open that are bricked. You familiar with that term, Nick?
Brick,
Where
I'm guessing like dud, like there's just crap inside, or
Well,
no,
that
the
works
cards
too.
are kind of stuck together.
You got to peel them off.
Oh,
Yeah, they
interesting.
And you
heat
get,
over the years, you know.
yeah, and it's on those chromium finishes like you get with like a Topps Chrome. I'm wondering
Oh,
if
okay.
that affects the scanning ability if they're almost kind of fused together.
They can probably see that. They remember they can see down to the micron. I think a micron is what, 1/10 of a millimeter or 1/100th.
Okay,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know the math on that, but
Chlorophyll.
it's very, very tiny. So they're going to see they can see depths of all that. I've seen like stacks of cards, and you can see the layer, like the Grand Canyon, like the layers, right, of the cards.
Mhm.
It's pretty crazy.
You know, some cards, I know they're not like 7980, just pure paper printed ink absorbed in. Some cards look, you can still not feel the embossment on the card, but they're modern. Like Allure, Josh. Would that be able to see an
Those are
Allure
fine.
card?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. It's when
Okay,
it's raised.
Yeah,
If,
okay.
if you think of just plain paper, there's nothing to differentiate it. They can't see color. So they could
Some
probably
cards
do it
look,
like,
they look raised though, but you run your finger and they're not because there's a gloss over it. Josh, help me out. The
ooh,
Allure, like,
Yeah, no,
y-
I think Allure is fine. There has to
okay.
be, it has to be like, this is like a map term, but there has to be like typography to it. Like you have
What
to
about
have
a
like a
Future
change.
Watch? A Future Watch, would they'd be able to spot, right? An all-time Wayne Gretzky Future Watch in a Legends box, would they? Because that's got a bit of foil over it,
oh god,
right?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
anything like even the prisms in basketball, just a little bit. The team name
I
is
don't know
raised,
those
the logo.
cards. I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, man. Yeah.
yeah. If there's any foiling, Phil, it's like then they can, because that, even as imperceptible as it might be, going back to what Nick keeps saying about microns, right? Is that's a change
Yeah.
in elevation on the surface of the card that the scanner would be able to detect
To the 1
on that.
micron.
Mhm.
yeah,
Crazy.
Okay,
yeah.
so
It's
last question on CT scanning, Nick, and then
Ooh.
we'll do a little bit of a couple minutes of hockey talk. But where do you see this headed? Like, yeah, I know you're just giving an opinion, and predictions are predictions. But 6 months from now, has the hobby moved on, or do you see it only growing as a story in the
it's
niche?
gonna get so much worse. You're gonna have more companies doing it publicly. You're gonna have, on the flip side, you're gonna have auction houses probably saying, "We've CAT scanned this. We know what's inside. We know it's not GI Joe cards or whatever." I think more and more, and Mercury is 1 to 3%. I think it's probably going to be more like 5 to 10% of like
Oh,
new releases of things. Um, I think 2 years out, manufacturers will have no choice but to switch to either redemption cards with QR codes that just can't be scanned, or some sort of disruptive technology where they can't do it. I think this is going to change everything. Now, 6 months from now, this is just the ramp up. When you ramp
Yeah.
up the fraudulent activity, 6 months from now, it's just going to be just more of what's already
Mhm.
happening.
Okay, one
before,
follow-up question. So,
oh,
and then I'll let you go. So, if an auction house authenticates, like I send them a box of 2005 the cup, and they authenticate it, but they also know what's in it. How is it
Tricky.
not fraud if they sell it and they know that there's no Crosby or no Ovechkin rookie in that tin?
That's a tricky one. What if they just scanned like the top card and they know it's real? You know what I mean? What
Yeah,
it
like
like
the base card.
what if they scanned it under an NDA with the auction house that said like, we'll tell you that this is real and here's the cards, but you're not allowed to say anything? That's tough. It puts the auction house in a tough spot.
gray,
Um,
gray, gray.
so the only way they could get around that is by scanning some of it, where there's still some mystery left, I suppose. But it
Mhm.
does make you think. But if you're never going to open it, that makes it even more like you may be okay with that if they disclose it and they say, "All right, guys, we CAT scan this, and we know what's inside, and we're not going to say it. Could be crap. It could be good. We're not going to say. Have at it." And so maybe it sells for less, but then it's not fraud. You know what I mean?
Well, but I'm thinking too, the probably through the pressure of the seller and their own incentive, the auction house, when they list these, they say 2005 the cup, possible Ovechkin, Crosby rookies, right?
Now
And
they
it's
can't
like,
say
well,
that. Yeah.
now they can't say that, right? If
Yeah.
they know what,
So we'll watch the
what,
wording carefully going forward, I think, right?
hmm
We just have
yeah,
to be
maybe how
smarter.
they're,
We have to be smarter consumers. That's all.
When this broke out in July, August-ish, if my memory serves me right, Josh and I discussed it, and we said, let's wait for the dust to settle before we revisit this. Let's all let everybody do their takes and the whole bit. So we're revisiting it now. Do you, Nick, notice that when it first came out, obviously there was a bit of a dip in the vibe of this whole thing, but has it really fallen off, like with influencers and just the buzz and talk of the town? Or is it still like pretty high octane? Like, I know this is a huge deal, but are other YouTube channels being like, what was it, just a quick hit for right away and they've kind of forgotten about it? Like Dan the Cardman, right? Is he on this every week?
Yeah, I mean, influencers chase the shiniest thing, right? And then they regurgitate the news for the 17th time. And it's like, okay. So I don't know. I haven't done a post about cat scanning in a while.
Okay.
I could. And that would probably rattle things up a little bit. I think we're all vigilant. Like, I've talked to Dan, he's great. He's keeping an eye on things. Okay. I'm keeping an eye on things, but I can't just run around like Chicken Little 24/7. Like,
no, you don't want to be.
I got other fish to fry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you're the CT guy. You're like, my name's Nick, but okay.
Yeah, it's weird. So I think it's I think it's still there. I think it's more like the elephant in the room now.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels right. That was our whole intention, was to wait a little bit and let the dust settle and then try to get the whatever meaning there is for the hockey hobby. And it sounds like that there is a little bit of meaning. So okay, sorry, I really mean this is the last question, but I gotta ask it.
Okay, man.
He does this all the time. There's 10 more coming, man.
Yeah,
There's 10 more.
Sorry, what are the practical tips that you would give to any collector out there that is hearing this and is concerned by
it? Just use your brain. You are your best advocate and researcher. It's like with the fraudulent Michael Jordan card, or I'm sure this fraudulent 79 Gretzky cards and things like that. Do your research. Talk to experts in your space. Talk to me if you have questions about a particular case. People have reached out. I know, like, Topps Transcendent is perfectly safe. They can't get through it. There are some cases that are safe. I'm happy to share those, and I'm happy. Just use your brain. Look at eBay and just understand what eBay is and who could potentially list stuff up there, and look at auction houses. Just use your brain and talk to people and research.
Yeah, I suppose if you can't get all your questions answered, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's like anything else. Do you want to spend 20 grand on something you're not sure about, or 10 grand or 5 grand or 1 grand, maybe 100 for fun? But it's just, as things get more expensive, the stakes are higher. The risk of fraud is higher, and therefore you seeking knowledge should be higher,
No, totally makes sense. Okay, so you're in Boston. You've already said you're a Bobby Orr guy. Do you have any Orr cards? Do you have any?
I don't. I almost he did a signing like last year, and I was going to get a rookie card, but they're like thousands of dollars for a good one. It's really annoying. So but it's such a cool card, and he's my guy. So I'm not a big hockey guy, but that's probably the first one I'm going to spring for. I'm an autograph guy. So a signed Bobby Orr rookie card. That's what I want.
A Bork would run you a way cheaper. I heavily suggest to look into Raymond.
Yeah, he signed at like the National, I think, last year.
He signs
right?
everywhere, man. He signs everywhere. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with Bork first, because that's going to be a few $100. And then Orr, I'll just get a beat up like PSA 1, creased to hell, and then I'll get it signed,
Okay, well, thank you. This has been super helpful. A tiny bit scary, but I think you're right. It's not the sky isn't falling. We just have to be smarter, use our heads, and understand that there's threats. There's known, unknown, seen, unseen threats in any industry, and you just have to do your best to protect yourself. Right. Nick, of course, is if you want to look him up on Instagram, Boston Card Hunter. He's the co-host of Sports Card Madness podcast, also on the Sports Card Madness pod YouTube channel. And thank you, man. This has been very, very helpful and informative, and really appreciate your time.
You got it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick.
Well, that was a lot of interesting and, dare I say, kind of scary
info
from Nick there. And a couple things I want to say before we get your guys' feedback is, I want to remind ourselves of a few things before we go off the deep end here, and basically reiterate a number of points that Nick made that I think are important. He thinks you should most be worried about boxes that are sold on platforms like eBay, right? And I think we can all assume that anything from a certified diamond dealer or reputable shop or online retailer is probably pretty safe at this point. I have no issues. I would buy a tin of the cup from any, LCS that I have a good
Yeah.
relationship or trust in, or David Adams or Mint Inc. or anything like that. It's more of the people that are buying these boxes of having them scanned and then trying to sell them on eBay that probably has the higher percentage chance of being scanned for its contents. So I think that's important point to make. And it seems like too that, it's like I guess you could say we're kind of lucky that our hobby isn't bigger in this regard,
Sure.
where
Yep.
it's probably like 2005 the cup, 2015 the cup that I would probably be most worried about. I don't think I would buy one of those tins on eBay probably at this point. Do you feel the same way, Phil?
I'm embarrassed. I didn't think before we just spoke to Nick, I didn't think they could scan through the cup tin. And as soon as I held it up,
Oh.
I don't know if we were recording or not. Nick looked at it, he's like, yeah, no problem, like a hot knife through butter. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
Nick, this is like metal. And he's like, yeah, I heard you. Like so I didn't even grasp how serious this was. 0506 the cup, my brain went right away, right? You can be sitting on a card, multiple 5 figures on that. But I think we are fortunate. I think we are lucky that our hobby is small yet mighty. And I firmly believe we have many more good actors around us. And I think we're going to be okay. We just got to keep your head on a swivel a bit, critically think about things, educate yourself. I feel very fortunate. I have a great relationship with my local card store, my LCS. And I know it goes from distributor to LCS, my hands. And I have not a worry in the world at all. So maybe a good opportunity to chat up your local card shop and bring this up and well, maybe don't bring this up. I don't know. Maybe talk about the weather or something. Build a relationship with them so you can trust them better.
I don't see a card shop doing anything remotely close to this. The relationships that they've gained through customers, and why would you just throw it all away for this?
Too much to risk for too little to gain in that. And then I want to also go kind of circle back to the state of wax in the hockey hobby. If you're buying O-Pee-Chee Platinum, I don't think you have to worry about it being scanned. I mean, if you're buying a box of Stature, which is 200, it would cost you more to scan it than the box cost. So at this point, so again, it's not going to be a big issue. I love O-Pee-Chee paper. That's not getting scanned, of course. So it's probably again where I think the biggest threat is on older wax that like 0506 a cup, 1516 the cup, that sort of thing. Maybe a couple of
Fleer Retro as well, 1112. Huh? Or is it 1213? What's
2012. 2012. Yeah. Yeah, that could definitely be the case. Do you want we talked about Phil during our conversation with Nick about should the card companies be out in front on this, or should they be kind of just working quietly in the background to come up with a solution or see how it plays out? Now that you've had a couple days to think about this, like has your opinion changed at all?
No, not at all. I agree with Nick. It is it's an opportunity for somebody, and I would love my guys, right? We're Upper Deck guys. I would love, I always forget his name, Mr. Mazra, the president of Upper Deck. Yes, I would love, what a great opportunity for him to get ahead of this and be a industry leader, and say we're on it. Maybe he doesn't have a solution, but say as a company, we're aware, we're on it. I think it'd be a great opportunity, and I believe it would definitely be on their radar. They are passionate, and they don't want to screw us over on the consumer, right? Well, they wouldn't be, but the nefarious activity would be. And what scared me the most was how absolute Nick was. He was like, "Oh yeah, man, they're scanning that, and they're scanning this, and I've seen it." And he's just it's part of his daily life now. He thinks about this where we don't. And that's what scares me. Is that coming in 2-3 years? It's going to be part of our lives constantly. So I hope to circle back. I do hope manufacturers, and I would love our manufacturer, Upper Deck, to have to be on it, to be aware of it. Even if they don't have a solution right away, I would like to hear that they have our backs. Because I feel they do. I would just like to hear it sometimes,
As things change, everything else changes. So they got our back, dude. Do it, Josh.
Oh, get out of here. I can't tell who's looking at me.
Do what? You mean this?
That was another Baba Louie Hobby hot take.
Not as funny if you catch me.
I can't help it.
I'm not sneaky. I'm not very coy.
I was being oblivious. You're right. It is. I think it is a threat. I don't think the sky is falling. I don't think the hobby's ending. It's not going to prevent me from buying boxes to open, but I do think it's an important story for us to follow. And we will definitely do that periodically on the show as I think new developments come about.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is that Upper Deck and any other companies will adapt to the change.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, I 100% hope so. I like being a platform of presenting information and having the good listener make up their own mind and educate themselves as well. I think that's the best way our hobby can win here moving forward, is the more we educate each other, the better decisions we can all make, and we can enjoy this hobby of ours.
Good point.
Thank you.
All right, got to make a quick mention for Gong Show partner and sponsor Slab Sharks. We are grateful for their support of our show, of course. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction ends tonight. Remember, there's about 1,600 beauties available this week to bid on. You can head to slabsharks.com, mark your favorites, get ready to get those bids in. There's one card I'm really going after this week. I'm not going to say it, but I put in a mega bid. And I hope
you're just telling me this now? What is it? What card?
Can't tell you.
Oh, he ain't going to see.
Oh, I'm not going to go after what card you want, Josh.
Oh, so true.
Thanks, Phil.
You're welcome.
I need to pause and cry now. We'll be back in 15, 20 minutes.
There's no crying in hockey cards. Let's go.
I know. Well, are you bidding on anything, Phil? Or are you still on your hockey card hiatus?
No, I'm on a hiatus. I'm on my cleanse.
Juice cleanse.
Wow.
You're mine.
I don't juice cleanse. I don't drink juice. You guys like juice? You're a juice family, aren't you? Both of you. You're both juice box guys. 100% you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, juice.
What about you, Baba Louie?
Sugar, America.
No, I'm not bidding on anything.
I drink, Phil. Look at this.
Yeah, that's not good for you either.
Oh, no, this is naturally sweetened.
Yeah, I'd like an independent third party to test that. I don't buy that for a second.
It's a stevia.
There's probably carcinogens in that too. Who knows? I don't know.
Ooh.
I'm a water guy. I like my water and my decaf.
Water.
Okay, back to Slab. Louie, you getting anything in Slab Sharks? You gonna bid? Mega bid?
No, I'm not. I want to. God, I think I know what you're gonna bid on though.
Tell me after, Louie.
If you say mega bid.
No, if you guess it right now, I'll tell you.
O-Pee-Chee.
No. I would go nuclear bid. I'm starting a new term.
Oh, that's a nuclear bid? Then I guess I don't know what you're going after.
It's probably something silly.
There's some sweet Brodeur PMGs from 2012 in the auction, Louis. You should go get them.
Can you see a PMG if you CT scan it? Could you see a Gretzky? I don't think so. Yeah, you think?
Yeah, because they have texture, dude.
I don't. Okay. Yeah. I guess so.
Right, well, I'm mega bidding. I'm mega bid. Oh. We'll reveal on Monday if I won the card or not. It'll be impressive.
You were right. Maybe I'll be bidding on something.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Card collectors like Phil from Ottawa are using Slab Sharks as a great way to sell their cards. Well, if you're asking why, it's because Slab Sharks makes it easy, takes out all the hassle from selling your cards on eBay. All you got to do is complete an online submission, drop your cards off with the Slab Sharks rep at a local show, and they'll do the rest. They take great photos, list your cards, answer any buyer questions, hunt down payment from winners, and ship to both Canada and the U.S. And they're still shipping to Canada, boys. They'll handle any post-sale issues. Even better, your cards get listed in one of the biggest weekly hockey auctions there is. So for complete consignment information, including payout rates, and to get that consignment process started today, head to Slabsharks.com. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Gathering information and presenting it to you. She's been at her boyfriend's for a long time. I haven't been able to. I don't like texting her, man. She's like 22 years old. I don't want to text the 22-year-old that much. So anyway,
stop. For a guy who pretends to have no fear, you're full of it. I'm just saying, you're full of it.
We live in tumultuous times, man. I'm not risking. Trust me. I hug people with my arms around them, but not touching them now. I'm paranoid.
Back to hobby news. The November grading recap is in from gemrate.com. And we're going to start looking at the total cards graded for the month of November 2024. PSA is away, shocking, with 1.26 million cards graded. That's down 13% month over month, but up 12% year over year. Coming in at number two. CGC was next with
I'm sorry, what?
With 218,000 total cards graded, up 5% month over month, up 32% year over year. SGC comes in third with 129,000 cards graded, down 22% month over month, but up 7% year over year. And then there's Beckett. Oh boy.
I think we cue the death march.
Should we play Sylvan's music for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's over. It's over.
34,000 cards graded, down 32% month over month, and down 43% year over year.
Let's buy them. We know rich people. We could buy them. Josh, you're good at writing. Make a business plan.
Don't suck.
Don't suck. Give us to you, or you give us to us.
Yeah. So I did say this is not a math show, but I figured out a little formula and I calculated the percentage of total cards that Beckett graded compared to PSA last month.
Oh yeah, give it.
2.6% of the total amount of cards PSA graded were graded by Beckett.
That's like a side effect for like a disease or something. Like, you know what I mean? Only 2% of people after a surgery will get this. And Beckett got it.
Now, when often like we refer to grading, we refer to like the big four. I mean, are we?
That's done. It's over.
Big 3.5 at this point. Big three.
Tags gotta be more. Tag 34 tags. I know they're all doing Pokemon more, I think, and everything. Don't hate me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am on that, but I'm pretty sure Tag did more than. Well, that would mean 1,000 a day. I don't think their machine can do 1,000 a day. Then never mind. Maybe
it's not like we're dancing on the grave of Beckett either. It's sad more than anything, right?
No, I want them to succeed. My God, I grew up on Beckett.
Dr. Beckett.
That's odd. I grew up in my house, but with my parents. But how did you grow up on Beckett?
Had a very boring life.
Dr. James, your dad?
Shh.
Do they still make the magazine too? Right? I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I saw it.
Yeah, it's like $15, dude.
Yeah, no one reads magazines.
I promise I would buy one for the show like 6 months ago, and I almost caved on that because I'm like, what?
Well, it is sad. Louis, I agree with you. This is sad. We need to buy it. I'm serious. What if we do a GoFundMe? Let the Gong Show podcast buy Beckett. Make Beckett great again.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, it would be incredible. We wouldn't take a paycheck for a while.
I think it'd be awesome. I mean, I wasn't kidding. I mean,
it'd be a groundswell to make this happen. That would be great.
What if it's like, does Beckett have a headquarters? What if it's like the Vatican with all the secrets, you know, like all the world's secrets are at the Vatican? What if Beckett has all the hobby secrets?
What would Beckett have?
I don't know. He's Dr. Beckett. He's got to have secrets.
Dr. Beckett sold the company 20 years ago, Phil. So
I don't know.
It's Beckett in name only at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's look at just sports cards graded in the month of November. See if it gets any better for our good friends at Beckett here. PSA graded 691,000 sports cards, down 22% month over month, but up 20% year over year. SGC came in second, 121,000, down 23% month over month, up 18% year over year. CGC graded just 33,000 sports cards. So when you look at like 15% of their business is sports cards, probably pretty smartly, they've pivoted really hard towards TCG, right? It's good. It's kind of tough to beat PSA at this point at the sports cards game, especially if you combine the, they Collectors owns them in SGC as well. So I think that's a good pivot and focus on their point. And then Beckett only graded 21,000 sports cards last month, down 34% year over year. Beckett graded less sports cards than CGC.
I know. That's what I was just going to say.
It's
Come
over.
on now.
It's over.
Come on.
That's not good. Okay, let's look at a grading breakdown by category. So this is where we see how the hockey hobby is grading or not grading cards. There's less grading activity for hockey cards last month, almost across the board. PSA graded 34,200 hockey cards, down 20% over October. As a comparison, 261,000 baseball cards were graded last month. SGC graded 2,200 hockey cards, down 37% month over month. Beckett graded 1,100 hockey cards, down 6% month over month. And then CGC graded just 900 hockey cards last month, was up 8%. So I guess Beckett's a little bit better there, but 1,100 hockey cards is pretty much nothing.
Well, we could grade for Beckett hockey cards in the basement. We could get those out in a month.
Yeah.
It's also Van's Young Guns. It's half of that.
I wonder if 1,100 includes like at the expo too. What's doing it?
I have a good stat. Listen, I was watching AMG Collectibles. What's Brad's wife's hobby shop? Sherry's AMG, right? AMG Collectibles.
AMG Collectibles.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I got it right. AMG Collectibles in Halifax, I believe, in Nova Scotia. They have a live every Tuesday night. You should check it out because they have good topics and good conversation. But I wrote something really quick down. Brad said this. They graded 254 Wayne Gretzky 7980 cards at the expo, and they had a few 8.5s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did I build that up too much? Anyway, that's all I wrote down.
No. It was a good stat. I don't know if it was like hobby shattering, but it was a good stat.
That's cool, right? Yeah, I'd like to know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just now kick back and enjoy the rest of the show, Phil, now that you've contributed. So you're good, right? There were no hockey players in the top 12 most athletes graded by PSA in November. And looking at the most graded sports cards, though, so that again, this is specific cards. There's one hockey card. The Bedard base Young Guns comes in at number 10 with 700 copies graded last month. That's down 22% over October. So again, here's another data point that's showing the Bedard craze is slowing a little bit, or at least the grading of his Young Guns base has. Well, that's our grading report. Biggest surprise, the whole continued sad demise of Beckett, in your guys' opinion?
Yes.
Yep. Agreed. It's sad. It's tragic. It's not tragic. It's sad.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move on to the Four Nations Face-Off rosters announcement. So rosters for all four teams facing off in the Four Nations Face-Off. Get it? Facing off in the Four Nations Face-Off. In February, were announced today. We're going to start with Sweden and Finland because actually the U.S. and Canada were announced when we started recording. So when we get to them, we're going to take a quick pause, load them up, and give our instant reactions. But we'll start with Finland and Sweden. So here's Team Finland. At forwards, we have Sebastian Aho, the Carolina one, Eric Halla, Anton Lindell.
Holla.
Joel Armia? Who's that?
Armia.
Okay, Rope Hins. E2 Lusterinen. Is that how you say that guy's name?
Sounded good.
Yeah, okay.
Lusterinen.
Sasha Barkov.
You gonna read them all?
Kako,
Yeah.
Nico Rantanen. What?
Got people on Spotify, remember?
Yeah.
And other podcast apps.
The good listener. Yeah. How do we translate this for the good listener, Phil?
Yeah, okay, go on, keep going.
Do you want to read that? Can you read that better than I can?
Absolutely not.
I can mute him.
Okay. Yeah, please. Mikael Granlund. Patrick Laine hasn't even played this year.
Yeah, he did. Last night he got a goal. First game back.
Okay. Well, good for him.
Or, well, that'd be 2 nights ago.
Yeah. Diet PLD. Teuvo Teravainen, and then Arturi Lehkonen. On the defensive side, Jani Hakapana, Esa Lindell, Rasmus Ristolainen, Miro Heiskanen, Olli Mata, Juuso Valimaki, and Nico Mikola. And then goalies Kevin Lankinen, UPL, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and Jussi Saros. So
they put Barkov on the third line. What's the matter with
know.
these Finns? That's horrible. Oh, terrible,
Yeah.
my Sasha.
Why is he not the first line? Eric Holla is better than. I don't think he's better than Sasha Barkov.
I don't like. Wouldn't you put Barkov and Lundell? Aren't they on the same line on Florida?
Oh, I don't
thought
know. Maybe.
I could have swore they were. I mean, I saw them like 10 games ago, and I'm kind of not. I don't forget to remember a lot, but anyway.
A lot of Panthers on Team
Hey,
Finland.
I'll help you. I'll help you settle down, Phil. If you go by column left to right, they're in alphabetical order by last name. Settle down.
Oh
yeah. Because why would they put Barkov on the wing on top of it, right?
Oh yeah, they're not on lines. They're in alphabetical order. Phil, I'm going to make this really easy for you.
Yeah.
First of all, edit what Louis set out. They're not in line. They're in alphabetical order, Phil.
Yeah. We could do the lines.
Oh, all right. Who do you think is the top line for Team Finland? You got to guess, and if you're wrong, then you owe Louis all of your cards.
What do you do with that junk?
I'd go with I don't know. Like do I have to do it on Finland right now?
Yeah, just their top line.
I would go Barkov. Sorry, I got to get close. I would go Barkov, Aho, and Lundell. I don't know.
Rantanen?
I'm going with what I know.
You don't know Mikko Rantanen?
I do know Mikko Rantanen, but I have watched much more Florida over the years, and that's what I want to see. Okay. The problem is I don't know if Sebastian Aho is left or right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Team Sweden.
Okay.
I remember Phil and Louis, these are in alphabetical order, so don't just be assuming that they're the lines.
Okay.
So for forwards, we have Victor Arvidsson, Philippe Forsberg, Gustav Nyquist, yes, Papadak, Wild Bill, William Karlsson, Elias Pettersson, Leo Carlsson, Adrian Kempe, Lucas Raymond, Joel Eriksson Ek, Elias Lindholm, Mika Zibanejad, and William Nylander. Much stronger than Finland from forwards.
Willie.
Right? Do you think? Or no?
Yep. I like Sweden's better.
Yeah, I like Sweden. I mean, I know the players a lot better. Ask me the same questions for Sweden instead.
Okay, who's Sweden's top line for forwards?
If I had to pick?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Well, I'm going to go with
Grandma had to pick.
I'm going to go with Pajama Dad at center. So Mika Zibanejad, because he's a former senator. Don't get mad, Pettersson people. And I would probably put Philip Forsberg because he's really, really good. I don't know too much about Leo Carlsson. I don't know if he's left or right wing. Who would I want for
he's a center?
Right wing? Who?
Carlsson.
Oh, he is?
I believe
William
so. Yeah,
Carlson's a center?
No. I'm sorry. Leo Carlsson, I thought you said.
Oh, Leo. I thought Leo. Oh, okay. I know William Carlson's right wing. Oh, I thought Leo Carlson's a winger. My apologies. So I would go Zibanejad center, Forsberg left wing. I hate to say it, but I will. I'd probably put Nylander on the right. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be smart.
Probably would. Yeah. I want to put Lucas Raymond's a right winger, eh? Right?
He's a right winger, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like him, so I'm putting Nylander. Yeah.
All right, then on defense, they got Rasmus Andersson, Rasmus Dahlin, Victor Hedman, Jonas Brodin, Matthias Ekholm, Erik Karlsson, and Gustav Forsling. So, I think defense, of course, probably a little bit better than Finland as well. And the goalies, you have Gus Bus, Philip Gustafsson, Jacob Markstrom, and your guy, Linus Ullmark, the only senator so far in the Four Nations, Phil. Linus Ullmark.
I know. And look who he's playing with, Gus the Bus, who I love. Gus the Bus. We gave him to you for nothing.
I don't think he'll be ahead of, I would assume Gus will be. I mean, he's the lowest goals against in the NHL so far this year, so I assume he'll be their starting goalie.
I can't see this. Why is it so small?
Hot off the press, boys. Team Canada. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm going to read them off first. So you got forwards, Sam Bennett, Anthony Cirelli, Sidney Crosby. Who's he? I've never heard of him. Brandon Hagel, Seth Jarvis, Travis Konechny, Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Connie McDavid, Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, and Mark Stone. Okay.
Is he an extra? Is he hurt?
He's on LTIR already for Team Canada.
Okay.
Well, how do you feel about forwards, Phil? Are you pleased? Are you excited? Any snubs?
I can't think of the snubs right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of lines. I love Connect Me. What a year, eh? Like he's great. Braden Point, Cole's gonna be so happy. I'm so sorry. Hasselhoff. Like, do you put Point, McDavid, Marner? Like, or what? I don't. So my top line would be Connor McDavid center. No, I don't know. Okay, yeah, Connor McDavid center.
Yeah.
If we could turn Crosby in a left wing, that'd be great, but we won't. So and I would put, unfortunately, I'd probably put Hyman. So this is my second line. Hyman left wing, McDavid center, and Marchand right wing. And my first line would be Sidney Crosby, Braden Point on the left, and then who is right? Bedsy. No, I don't want Bedard anywhere near. Sam Reinhart. I want Sam Reinhart. Love him lately.
Well,
yeah.
Where do you get Bedsy from? Because here's the snubs list. No Zach Hyman. No JT. No John Tavares. No.
Oh
Mark
my God.
Scheifele,
That's
Still, no Connor Bedard.
I'm sorry. It's Brent. That's Brendan Hagel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm blind as hell, man. I'm just trying to read it. I'm seeing Connor Bedard. Yeah. So no Bedsy. He got snubbed. That's good. I'd get rid of Stone, big time. Yeah, I'm sticking with my top line.
Okay. On defense, you have Cale Makar, Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Alex Pietrangelo, Travis Sanheim, Shea Theodore, and Devin Taves. How do you feel about your blue line?
I knew Pietrangelo would make it. I'm not his biggest fan. I don't like anybody on Nashville. Yeah, I think we're gonna struggle in this tournament. Yeah.
Do you like anyone on Vegas? Because that's who Pietrangelo plays for.
No, I don't like anyone. I just said I don't.
You said Nashville.
Oh, I did? I meant I'm so sorry. I meant Vegas. I apologize.
Well, here's a couple of snubs. Evan Bouchard, Noah Dobson.
Noah Dobson's not on there. Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought, doesn't everyone think he's a lock?
Yeah. And
I didn't Bouchard. No, that's fine. I mean, I'm even surprised Hyman's on there. I mean, anyway.
Going back to the forwards real quick. So Seth Jarvis making the team.
On the last one,
maybe he's the surprise. Maybe him or Hagel over Bedsy or Macklin celebrating.
Jarvis is good. He's playing good this year, man. He's a good player. I don't know. Carolina, I'm smitten. How is Teuvo Teravainen not on Finland? Was he on there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him. Maybe I should do a gimme on that.
You
either need glasses. Yeah.
Or
paying attention to your own show, dude.
I need glasses, but I am paying attention. I'm struggling to see. It's very small on my screen tonight. I don't know why, man.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
We still love you.
I love you.
Now goalies. Oh boy. Binner, Jordan Bennington, Aiden Hill, and Sam Montembeault. I'm probably going with Montembeault if I'm
No, I knew Bennington's gonna be the starter.
You think so?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's probably what I would pick. I mean,
I'd put Gillen before Bennington.
I want my Sens to do well, and I hope when you show Jake Sanderson made the team, that's what I really want.
Okay. Yeah, there's no Canadian Senators, no Senators on Team Canada. You got one player in this whole tournament from your team.
So far. Well, no, Brady. They gotta pick Brady. They gotta pick Brady. It sucks they can't be on the same line together, but the Brady's on the team. Stop it. Don't be like that.
All right, without further ado, let's go to Team USA.
Of course you do. You last because you think more Canadians listen to the show, but you still put USA first. Got it.
The Wild's Matt Boldy, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes, Chris Kreider, Dylan Larkin, AM34, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Brady Cook, Matthew Cook, and Vincent Trocheck are the forwards for Team USA. How do you feel about the forward group there, Phil? Are you nervous?
Fine. No, I'm upset. No Sanderson, eh? I'm squinty pretty hard there.
Yeah. And then defense is Minnesota Wild's Brock Faber, Adam Fox, Noah Hannafin, Quinn Hughes, brother Quinn, Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Slavin, Zach Werenski. So 2 Hughes bros make Team USA. And then goalies, I would say quite a bit better than
Good
any
luck.
of the. Yeah. Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman.
I thought Werenski said Sanderson. I got excited for a quick second, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Okay, let's go through a couple snubs, potential snubs. No Cole Caulfield.
Oh, that's not cool. That's not good.
Your guy, Tage Thompson, left off the roster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That I had him like slotted in, man. That's crazy.
No Patty Kane. Alex DeBrincat. J-Rob. No Jason Robertson. No Clayton Keller, captain of the Utah Hockey Club. No Brock Besser. Burnsville, Minnesota. Louis, or Brock Besser didn't make it. And then on the back end, John Carlson, Neil Pionk from Hermantown and Minnesota. And then Jake Sanderson. No Jake Sanderson.
Yeah, that's horrible. You guys got, you know what? Now that I'm looking at the 4, who do you think they replaced for Tage Thompson? I thought he was probably a lock. I'm super like, who do you think would have been between him and who else?
Here's the thing on this. If you can't make a team like this with only the best players. Like every team needs, you have roles you have to fill. And so obviously like Vincent Trocheck is, not probably a better hockey player than Cole Caulfield, but he's going to fill a role that, that maybe other players on the team are maybe ahead of Caulfield on.
Yeah, didn't you just watch Miracle? I don't want the best ones. I want the right ones.
All right.
That was emotional. That's amazing.
Well, how do you guys feel? How do my American friends feel about this lineup here?
I feel really good, and that scares me because it just means we're going to be more disappointed. Okay, here I got to know this question. I got to get an answer for this one.
If I know
Championship game, overtime. Brady Tkachuk scores a goal for Team USA to win it.
Don't stutter when you say that.
Brady Tkachuk scores the goal for Team USA to win it. What are Phil's emotions? And that's it, where his team Canada loses at the hands of his boy Brady T.
I'm ecstatic. I don't know. No, I don't know. Hold on. First of all, I'm very
flattered. We need
to
let Canada kick you out right now, or what?
Yeah, listen, I have a birth certificate. I was born at the Montreal General. First of all, I'm flattered you're assuming Canada's going to be in the finals because I think we're the weakest out of the 4. I would also like to revisit Finland because
stop. You're not the weakest. You're definitely the weakest in net, but you could rock a line of Crosby, McKinnon, and McDavid. That's like the greatest line.
You guys can overpromise and underdeliver. We'll underpromise and overdeliver. It's Canadian.
I'm not promising anything, Phil.
Yeah, listen. I know what you guys all think in your heads. Obviously, you guys already think you won the gold in your head. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go through. We're gonna each make, and we're gonna make this quick, a pick of who could gain the most in the hobby by really showing out for each of the 4 teams. It's just a gut reaction. I'm gonna say for Team USA, who has the most to gain, is Jack Hughes. If he's like awesome, would certifiably put him in that AM34 kind of category. What do you think, Louis?
I think Dylan Larkin could use a hobby boost. He needs to shine.
Is he too old though? Yeah, maybe.
No,
he's good.
Yeah, but he's good, man.
All right, Phil.
Quinn Hughes all the way because he's still got he's really good defenseman, but I don't know if he can pop him in all the time. I still hear it a little bit. I think he's an offensive. Yeah, I think he's an offensive juggernaut, and he's gonna, if he puts up some big points, people will change the way they look at him.
All right, let's circle back to Canada real quick.
Okay,
let's go that way.
Yeah, I want to go to Finland too. I didn't see Teravainen. I want to change my top line. Okay.
So for Team Canada, I think the most to gain, hobby wise, is going to be. This is kind of a tough one. I'm going to go with Jarvis or Konechny.
Ooh.
They're young enough where if they could kind of get a little bit more on the map, might help their hobby markets. What about you,
Yeah.
Louis?
I was going after Konechny on this one.
Okay. Bill?
Brad
Mhm,
Marchand
mhm.
right away. If he leads our nation to some good hockey, people will
Yeah.
change their view about him. Not really,
Think
but
so?
they will. They'll buy a bit more cards, right?
Okay.
I will. I love Brad Marchand. He's awesome.
He's a nice
Sweden?
guy.
Sweden.
Sweden.
I'm gonna go
Ooh.
here
What a
with
Just look at this team. It's crazy.
Leo Carlson or Lucas Raymond. Louis.
Wow. Probably Brat.
Okay. Bill?
I don't have a clear cut here. The other two are easy for me. I'd probably
Okay.
go Elias Pettersson because he's so up and down all the time and he gets love and hate, hate and love.
Yeah.
You know, he's a really good player. I'd like to see him have a very strong tournament.
Did you guys hear the whole JT Miller thing with him?
No, what happened?
That basically they can't stand each other?
Oh, no.
Mm.
JT
And
looks
one of
I
them
don't
has
know.
to go.
No.
Drama.
Vancouver.
We'll
Hockey
take
drama.
Pettersson.
Hobby drama. Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy.
All right.
Hey, so I find it funny. How much longer did you hear last night during the Wild game if you watched it? Brodin's on IR. How long is he out still?
Week to week. And this is in February, so we got 2 months.
Sure. All right.
I think
Fair
he'll be
enough.
back. Yeah, he's got a back thing. And then Finland,
Yeah.
most to gain. I'm going to go with I'm not going diet PLD. I'm gonna go with Anton Lindell. Like he's just under that radar. And
He's
get a
really
nice-
good, man.
Yeah.
He's he's really good. Is he their third line center? No, he's their second line center, isn't he?
Don't know.
Oh, okay.
Baba Louie.
Oh, I don't know. This one is kind of a.
No, it's easy for me.
It's easy for me.
You can pick Uga Baka Lukanen.
No, no goalies.
Anti-goalie.
Well, I don't know. Kako might have a good, if he has a good run.
Okay. All right. Phil, you
Sebastian Aho. Sebastian Aho all the way. All the way. And I don't know. Listen, I'm embarrassed. I don't know. He could be, I don't know if he's a center or a wing. And I just watched him play. I don't know. So I'm going to pretend he's nothing. Can I pick my top line again?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I would go, Sasha Alexander Barkov for my center. Patrick Laine. Yeah. Patrick Laine all the way, right wing. And I'd go
Really?
Teuvo Teravainen left wing. And that's the line probably of the tournament.
You're into the whole diet PLD thing with Patrick Laine?
Patrick Laine is good and he's the real deal. And he just needs maybe I hope he matured.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's good, dude. He's good, man. He's really good.
Well, this kind of makes me more pumped for Four Nations. Now
I'm getting excited. I'm getting pretty jacked up. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Fanatics Fest. It's returning. Gongshow partner Fanatics has announced that Fanatics Fest will return in 2025. This time in June, on the 20th through 22nd. There has been some speculation that it could have been a one and done,
right,
for Fanatics Fest, but rumors to its demise, I guess, have been greatly exaggerated. There will be an exclusive pre-sale starting today through December 8th. That's eligible to people that bought tickets to last August Fanatics Fest. And Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin, in a letter posted on X, promises bigger and better experiences, that they'll be making overall improvements based on lessons learned from the first time they put on the show or event. No specific autograph signers, guests, or attractions have been announced yet, but I'm sure this type of info will be trickling out over the next few months. And I think overall Fanatics Fest is somewhat of a novel concept for the hobby, and it's pushed all card shows maybe to rethink a little bit of their structure, as it represents, part a card show, part fan experience. And honestly, I think it's a really great hybrid or event, I guess. that can bring new people into the hobby, right? So I think it gives people that are not current collectors reason to attend, and then put collectibles in front of them, like cards, and gain exposure that way. I'm gonna try to go. I really want to go this summer. We'll see what happens as summer travel plan schedule picks up. But I don't know your thoughts, boys. Is it Phil? Is this something that you would ever want to attend here in the U.S.?
I would
Fanatics
love to
Fest?
attend that. I would love to go with you. Yeah, I'll pick you up at 7.
Okay. What about you,
Yeah,
Papa Louie?
Louis, be ready at 6:30.
Okay, I guess I'm going. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it.
Okay. Well, it's coming back.
Well,
We're going to move on to something we've teased for a few weeks now, and it's, I guess, showing a little bit of our own personal collections.
Yeah.
We're going to start with me. Yes, 'cause I'm
You big baby.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going first.
I'm going first.
first.
It's my game and it's my thing. And I'm doing it.
Well, this is going to be a 3-part mini series, like our moms
Oh,
used to watch,
God.
about the Civil War and love and people in bonnets.
Oh my
Phil,
God.
you're
I'm
attracted to
running-
women in bonnets, right?
I love a good bonnet. Yeah. I always thought I would marry a woman named Bonnie that played the piano.
Bonnie the bonnet.
Bonnie
Who
and the
played the
Bonnet.
what about Bonnie the bonnet who played the banjo?
I'm down. I love bluegrass. Alison Krauss. What? Yeah. Little Union
I just thought it would be
Station.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun for us to share our 5 favorite PC cards, right? And it's an exercise that makes us think a little bit. No, that hurts your brain, Phil, about our own collections and what cards mean the most to each of us. Now, here's the ground rules, right? This is our 5 favorite PC cards, not our 5 most valuable cards. While each of us doing our 5 most valuable might be a little more gratuitous, I think doing favorites will be more fun and interesting. And Phil, to make you happy, I put mine in order because I know that would flip you out if I didn't. So mine are in order from my top 5 least favorite to most favorite. Does that make you happy?
It would be odd if you put your favorite like third. Like what logic? You said you're a linear thinker? Come on.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're a linear stinker.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Right.
Oh boy.
The show.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. My
Number 5.
number 5 is my most recent pickup. This just got at the Fall Expo. It is a 2020 Upper Deck Dollar Bill Kirill Young Guns Acetate.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Now,
That's the best. The end. I want to meet that dude. Oh my God.
we played again. I just want to listen to it.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Now, to a large degree, I've actually slow played buying Kaprizov cards. That the sticker thing on his rookie RPAs was a big bummer and sort of kept me away. Then also, he was the star of the pandemic, and his stuff got pretty spendy in the 2021-22 range. And honestly, I've actually never even owned a Kaprizov base Young Guns. I let Troy take that bullet for me right there.
Troy Bear.
Yeah. So when I got the opportunity to pounce on this one, I took it. Love the reverse retro jersey. I know I can't let go of the North Stars. I get that criticism every time. Sorry, can't let go. And in hand, when you get these, the foiling in Vacetates is crazy. The rainbow foiling is crazy cool. No comparison to the clear cuts whatsoever. They're also very rare. Nobody knows exactly how many. Phil thinks there might be around 25 or so, right? And we know, Phil, you have every Brady Kachuk acetate. We know.
13.
13, yeah. Good for you.
Thank
So
you.
now I finally have a really nice, in my opinion, Kirill the Throw rookie card. He's been awesome so far this year, so it makes it even more fun to look at. So that's my number 5 favorite card is my Kirill the Thrill Young Guns Acetate.
It's a very nice card.
Okay, wow. Means a lot coming from you, Phil. Believe me.
What do you think? Well, do you want me to critique it? You could have taken a better picture.
I tried to do my new light box.
Yeah, you failed.
Oh, that's a light box picture?
Yeah, you should have
Yeah.
called me. You have it flat down. That's why it's anyway.
Yeah, but then how do you get to stand up without having I didn't want to have the stand holder marks on the bottom. I hate that.
The stand holder marks on. Well, I
You know,
don't.
like the
Well,
two like forks.
He
that
doesn't
come
want
up
to
on
see the
stand.
stand picture.
and
I
get
don't
a
wanna see the stand.
translucent one. Get a plastic one.
You still see it. It's not a ghost. It's still
It's
there.
fine.
Okay, then take the potato pictures this way.
Oh, Phil.
Number
My
4.
fourth favorite PC card is this 1970-71 Bobby Orr Art Ross Trophy winner PSA 8.5.
Oh,
There's a number of reasons as to why this is one of my favorite PC cards. First and foremost, it's a cool Bobby Orr card in really nice condition. Secondly, it was a gift from a good listener and a friend of the show. And I think everyone should have a nice Bobby Orr card in their PC, right?
agreed.
This one's pretty rare too. 432 copies have been graded by PSA. And the PSA 8.5 pop is 3. There's 10 PSA 9s and 0 PSA 10s.
Wow,
Not a bad gift, huh?
good card,
Crazy.
Josh. I'm impressed, buddy. Nice.
This card has eye appeal for days, I think. Centering is pretty good. It's the colors and image of Bobby, I think, that really pop. And another thing that I think makes this card special is this little fun fact about Bobby Orr and the Art Ross Trophy. It's the first time a defenseman ever won the Art Ross Trophy. He would win it again in the 1975-76 season, and he's still the only defenseman to ever win this award.
Cool.
I think it's a cool angle for the card.
Yeah.
That's my number 4. My third favorite PC card of all time is this 2012 Fleer Retro Pavel Bure Essential Credentials Future out of 36. Now, it's the lesser rare, if that makes sense, of the two Essential Credential cards from 2012 Fleer Retro. As the EC now is out of 7. But I think I do like the color scheme of this one a little bit better. It's kind of got the pink, red, and maroon vibe going on for it. Had to pick a card from my favorite set of all time for my top 5 favorite PC. And while 2012 is the second release year of Essential Credentials, so Essential Credentials for Hockey appeared in 2008, Fleer EX, but Bure was not included on that checklist, so this would be his first Essential Credentials card, and that's for my collecting taste, that's important to me, I guess. At a PSA 9, it's a pop 3, none graded higher. And I don't know, I was in my early teens when Fedorov and Pavel Bure burst into the NHL and it became two of the biggest rookies of the early 90s in the hobby. So there's that nostalgic feel. You know, I get my love of the Central Credentials, and yeah, it all kind of comes together on this card. It's the only Essential Credentials card I own, or one of 2 that I own. Definitely plan to add more. I'm picky about the ones I really like. And actually, I would love to pair this one someday with the now version, which is kind of the yellow and green one. But that would be much more spendy. My main issue with this card, and I should have brought it to Canada, I'm mad at myself, is when it's in one of the new PSA holders and they put it in the sleeve and it's all mucked up in it's it just looks, it's hard to look at because the sleeve is like bubbles in it.
So crack it. It's a 9.
I just want to have it reholdered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. All right, children, comments on you want to poop on this card, Phil?
No, good card. Very reasonable pick.
I made it more valuable because I made it only out of 35. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. I could destroy it. That'd be out of 35. I wouldn't do that. My second favorite PC hockey card is this 1999 Topps Premier Plus Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux club signing dual auto PSA 9.
I remember you getting this one.
We'll talk about that. I believe this is the first card that was dual signed by Jagr and Lemieux. 6 copies of this card have ever been graded by PSA. This is one of 2 PSA 9s. No PSA 10s at this point. And if you go to TCDB, there's 9 cards in the club signing checklist for 1999 Topps Premier Plus. There's a Ray Bourque, Cam Neely, Cujo, Johnny Bauer, Jagr, Lemieux, and then 3 dual autos. So Bourque and Neely, Cujo and Johnny Bauer, and then Jagr and Lemieux. I'm not exactly sure how rare these are, but I can only find 14 sales going back to 2007 in Card Ladder sales history. I think the autos they're in really good shape on the card too, which is a big plus. I got this at a local card show in Minnesota. Louis was there, as you already alluded to. And I traded one of my 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle PSA 6s, the one that was not the lesser of the nice ones, for this card. I was worried I would regret it at the time, but I don't at all, even after a year plus later. And yeah, Louis was there. And I actually think that was the day Louis and I became friends.
Oh,
Ah.
so cute.
Was the trade straight up?
No, I think I got some cash or something else with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool card. For first time they ever signed a card together.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like
They must have. Well, maybe they weren't together when they signed it. Maybe one signed it.
It's the
went
first
home.
time that it's the first card that has both of their autos on it.
Ah, okay.
No, they weren't on a date together or anything like that, but
You never know.
yeah. Okay, and then my favorite card probably won't be a big shock to many people.
I know what it is.
Is my 2016-17 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky Glow Peachy
Yeah.
Easter egg PSA 8. Love this card. The whole set is just awesome in my opinion. It's an Easter egg and a real Easter egg. Very hard to find. I love that it actually glows in the dark. The Glow Peachy play on words is amazing. Just makes me happy when I see it. So for whatever reason, this set really speaks to me. It hits all my hobby buttons, guys. And at PSA 8, my copy has a pop 1 with none graded higher. It's the only graded copy by PSA. So again, if you want any indication how rare these cards are, this is kind of wild. There's 30 cards in the set, and there's only 8 total have ever been graded by PSA.
Wow. That's crazy. No kidding.
In card ladder sales history, there's only 57 total sales. So no, this certainly is not a match show, as we know, but that's less than 2 on average per of the cards for each player have sold.
And Josh, we're card buddies on this. We're Eskimo brothers on this card.
You have this one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Raw?
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it. I didn't tell you. I bought it the same time you bought this. I just don't want to say anything because I didn't want to. I wanted you to be happy, you know. I got mine. I got mine for 500. I paid 500.
Was it raw?
Yeah, raw. Yeah.
How is the condition good? Or I mean,
It's
these are like
excellent.
almost.
I'm very. I don't think it would slab a 10, maybe a 9. Yeah.
There's no 9s of any of the or 10s.
Oh, okay. Then
of
we'll
any
probably
card.
get an 8 then. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
I don't
never know. We'll never know.
They're black bordered, so they're almost.
Mine's centered. Mine's centered. I have some Glow Peachies that are not centered well, but my Gretzky centered the best out of all my Glow Peachies.
Wait. You have some Glow Peachies?
Oh crap.
No.
I'm sorry. No, let's talk about something else.
No.
You can have them. I'm sorry. I don't
Which
know.
ones do you have?
I don't want to steal your thunder.
Phil, which ones do you have? I have to
I don't have
know.
good. I have like the worst ones. I have like Seth Jarvis and like.
If you have Pavel Bure, I'm quitting the show right now.
I don't have Pavel Bure. I don't.
You have Ovi?
I do not have Ovi.
McDavid?
Yep, he's got that
I'm
one.
not a good liar. I don't, and you know me. So let's talk about something else. I lied to you just now, and I don't want you to know which one.
You have Bure?
I do not have Bure.
You have Ovi.
I either have Ovi or I have McDavid, and I'm not telling you because I
If you
want
have
you to be
Ovi,
happy.
you have to.
This is
No, I want-
Josh's 5 best cards. Oh, you're
You have
rattled. Eh?
Ovi.
Sorry, brother. Yeah, you got to hunt better.
Is the Ovi nice?
I don't know.
Can we trade?
The
No, we're
McDavid
not
looks
trading.
better.
Get out of here,
Why?
Sylvain. I'm not giving you my cards to sell.
I don't want to sell them. I want to trade.
Bunch of hyenas hovering around me. Get away from me. You Americans can't take
Look
no
at-
for an answer.
I have this Brant Clark.
Josh, I don't have Ovechkin Glow Peachy. I don't.
Do you have McDavid?
I do.
Okay. Is it raw?
Yes.
You could have saved 5 minutes by just
I
saying
know.
that right
I'm
away.
sorry, Louis. Jeez, I thought the guy would do. Usually, Josh is very
My world
reserved.
has been turned upside down, Louis. This is very emotional.
All right.
You should be you should be like, Phil, that's amazing. That's a great card. I'm glad you have it. Someday
Phil
I'd
just
like
can't
to
let
get
me
one.
have anything. He has to always be, if I like something, he has to go out and buy 10,000 of them just to rub it in my face.
I have a lot of cards that people
Hey
don't
Phil,
know
do you
I
have any holotypes Josh might want?
Oh,
Yeah, I have a lot.
he's built that set 4,000 times. He's got everyone. He won't
When
let
you guys-
anyone in the hobby. He's the Grinch that stole the hobby.
I am Grinchy. I'm a card snob. When you guys go to the barber, does he massage your face? My barber massages my face. I love it. It's good.
What?
How many other do you have? Crosby?
No, I only have Seth Jarvis, McDavid, and Gretzky.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I have Roman Yossi too. Yeah.
There we go.
I forgot I have Roman. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. You're allowed to have O-Pee-Chee too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my 5 favorite PC. Any that surprise you? Does it feel like those are cards I would like, or
I'm surprised by your Gretzky and Jagger. Or
Really?
Lemieux Jagger. Your Lemieux Jagger. Yeah.
you don't like the card, eh?
No.
Oh, interesting. Why?
Yeah.
What is it about you?
It doesn't speak to me. It seems kind of
Okay.
cheesy. Like,
Well, it is a
I mean,
card.
how hard?
How's it
you want me to
cheesy?
cut you? It just gives me a cheesy vibe. It doesn't give me an exquisite vibe, or it gives me a cheese vibe. Yeah.
Can we start
I'm
a
not-
new show where you and I just fight over cards? Would that be fun?
Can we use our
Maybe
fist?
for me and you. I don't think the audience would.
I prefer to use our fist than words. You'll beat me with words.
All right. Well, that was my 5 favorite PC cards. Somehow I feel worse about the hobby afterwards. Not sure that was the point of this. Phil's gonna go on Monday, and I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna, Michelle Obama, when she said when they go low, we go high. I think that was her, right? Some Obama.
It wasn't
said
Monica Lewinsky, that's for sure.
that. Hey.
Oh.
So yeah, on Monday you're gonna go. You're gonna show your 5 favorite cards.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be nice.
Josh, you
I'm
can
gonna be
be
the bigger
mean if
person.
you want. You'll have the hobby attacking you. No, like my card, the
Oh.
5 cards I'm going to show are museum pieces.
Maybe you guys should go again then and show 6 through 10 before I show mine. You're going to be like, oh.
Why?
No, Louis. You have 2 cards. One in particular that might even, well, that would not be part of my top 5, but maybe top 20. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What? I've been collecting over 30 years, dude. I got a lot of cards. Anyways, I didn't mean to make that sound bad.
I can see one of yours squeaking in my top 500. Maybe as like a special mention or something like that.
An honorable mention.
Not your second, third,
Oh,
something.
God.
I pride my collection greatly.
Yeah.
I love my cards.
You can't hold anything back, Phil. You can't. You love to play this, so I'm so secretive.
I don't play it. You catch me. Like, there's a difference. I try to hide sometimes, but you're like, no, get over here.
Yeah, and Lou, you can't have that attitude because again, these are 5 favorite. Wait a minute. I would say maybe, I don't know, like $1,200-$1,300 is probably the most. Which isn't nothing, but it's not like and again, it's favorite. It's like you could have a $2 card that can be your favorite. That's not the point of this hobby. Is to
I didn't
collect.
I wasn't even going off a price. Settle down there, Buckwheat.
One of my
Phil got me all fired up, Louis.
Yeah, I know.
So
Sorry, I got him all
blame
jacked
him.
up. Since Josh is going on about price and value so much, I actually have a card in my top 5 that's not even worth $50, and it's forever and always one of my best cards. Yeah.
And you probably have 700 of them.
Just one.
Oh wow, that's unique for you. Okay, yeah. So we'll look forward to Phil's on Monday. I got to reconstitute myself. I got all. We're going to move on to new product releases, which is brought to you by our good friends and partners at Mint Inc. Tons going on at Mint Inc. in the month of December, holiday season, in both their Vaughan and Davenport locations. Be sure to stop in their shops if you're in the GTA. Look at me, I'm in Canada. I know how to say GTA now, Phil. GTA. It's be like Grand Theft. Like, why does everyone mention Grand Theft Auto all the time? It's like, oh, Toronto area. Or just shop online.
Same difference.
Mint Inc. is a certified diamond dealer and AIR, authorized internet retailer too. From singles to wax, breaks, and even memorabilia, mem, as the kids like to call it, you can find on mintinc.ca. So I was doing we're still in this little pause in releases, and I thought, well, maybe there's some good deals right now. So I went, did a little online shopping, little price comparisons, and sure enough, there's some holiday cheer that you can spread by picking up some nice boxes. Maybe a holiday gift idea, Phil, for a kid down the street. Your cottage girlfriend, does she like hockey cards? You gonna buy her a box?
She doesn't. Well, she knows I collect hockey cards, but she doesn't know it to the extent,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I found some deals to share. And if you're in our Discord, we do also have a wax deals channel that I actually There's a site that I found that I was talking to just Hockey Cards Keith about. It blew his mind how cheap their wax is right now. So we're probably going to get them a ton of business, but I want to reward them for having awesome prices. So, so I'm going to start in Canada with our buddies at Mint Inc. I found a couple boxes on their site that I think are pretty good deals. A 2022-23 extended series under 100 Canadian. I just think it's a fun product. There's some big chase with the Young Guns acetates, a lot of fun inserts. I don't know. I like opening extended. Phil, you ripped a bunch of this, didn't you? Hunting for
Yeah,
Anderson.
I actually ripped 2 cases of this exact set 22-23. I didn't hit nothing, but it was every pack was very unique. It would be a great set to open with your kids, and at this price, come on, man, under $100.
Yeah. Also, mintink.ca. If you're a Metal Universe fan like I am, 2021 medals around 100 Canadian as well. That 21-22 rookie class is not bad. Of course, you got Caulfield, Sider, Lucas Raymond, William Eklund, JJP, Cole Perfetti, Mom Spaghetti, Pinto. What? Pinto? I don't know.
Fart in the wind. Fart in the wind.
Again, pretty cheap, fun box to open. So there's a couple deals that I found at Mint Inc. Switching over to the US, David Adams, 21-22 Upper Deck Ice, $63 right now. It's one of my favorite boxes to rip. You got 3 great chases. You got Ice Premieres for 2021-22. They're out of 99, still a pretty big card. Then you got your exquisite patch autos. And then because there was no ice in 2020 due to the pandemic, there's a 2020 bonus pack. So you got 2 rookie classes in each box, which makes that pretty appealing. David Adams also has 2023-24 O-Pee-Chee Platinum for $50 off the release price, about $250 US for O-Pee-Chee Platinum. Now, I think this was a redemption year for Platinum a little bit. We saw a lot opened at Rip Party, and seeing like a number of like 6-7 boxes open make me like the product more. I just was really impressed.
Oh yeah, it did the opposite for me. Yeah, Platinum was my it's funny, and nothing against Platinum, and it's just funny how we evolve our likes and our interests, and it's not doing it for me. I keep gravitating towards the older 2015, 2016.
Okay. I do like this better at 250 rather than 300 US too, so I think that's a decent price. And then this is like a total sidebar, but while I was looking at wax deals, I stumbled on this on David Adams. This is my Faith in Humanity restoration moment.
Oh, wow.
For 2025 O-Pee-Chee paper. 2020, and the hobby's pre-sale $60.
Amazing. Faith in Humanity is correct, sir.
I love just like on a Friday night, just buying a couple boxes, not caring if they're at $60. Not a lot of pressure to pull anything big, and I have so much fun opening these. And it really stunk when it was like over 200 US at some point. It's still 170 on David Adams for 23-24 O-Pee-Chee paper. And so I think I opened 1 box of last year's release, the fewest in years I've ever opened an O-Pee-Chee paper.
Did you? Well, all the 75 Bedard premieres, I would think, are busted out by now, because I know I got one of them. Oh, thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to throw a bone to this site, RBI Crew 7. This is they have ridiculous deals. So here's 23-24 Series 2 Hobby for 200 US.
Wow.
They have a number of hobby boxes in like the $40 range.
They're sitting on the Bedard Millie card. That's why they're like, just sell the inventory and then we'll show them we got the card.
I don't hunt wax all day, but I think this is the cheapest I've seen in Series 2. So I did the conversion, Phil. It's 280 Canadian. You found that this low, or Series 2 that low?
No, it's 320 Canadian's the lowest I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll hit 300, I'm sure, eventually, but that's
I think it'll keep coming down.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are deals out there, and if you hunt, I think you can find them. And with all the people that have rightfully complained over the last 6 months about how expensive wax is and how much of a buzzkill, everything's really trending down now. So 'tis the season to find some good deals. Lastly, but not leastly, a new product release says that we did get another update today from Upper Deck on the release calendar. So everything is pretty much the same with one additional set that's going to come out. 24-25 Artifacts still slated to be released on December 11th. Then a week later, we have 2 releases, 23-24 Parker's Champions and the Boston Bruins 100th Anniversary Hobby Box. Both checklists are out for Artifacts and Champions, so those
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
and that looks like it's gonna be it then for 2024. Upper Deck will take a holiday break and then come back, and the first 2025 new product released will be 24-25 Black Diamond, which is scheduled right now for January 3rd.
How much a box? 500 again?
No, it's got to be.
That was crazy. That to me was the craziest price increase. Well, other than Series 2, but put that aside. But 1A, 1B was Black Diamond. Like, what? The sticker autos out of that? Come on. Come on, Billy. Price that better.
I think so. Right now, $285 US at Dave and Adams. So what's that Canadian? Wait, I'll do the conversion real quick for you, Phil.
Okay.
401 Canadian.
$4, eh? Yeah, that's a lot of money. Nah, I'm good. I'd probably pass.
So no EX 2000 this year, which is kind of a bummer.
But yeah, I think I'll pass on Black Diamond this year. I've never been a Black Diamond guy. No.
I like the Crosby and Ovechkin rookies from 05.
That's UD Black, I think. No,
those are Black Diamond. They're the rookie gems.
Oh, okay.
They're just like 27-point cards, though. They're not like.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't picture what you're talking about. Weird.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Fanatics Weekly Preview. Fanatics Collect is a Gongshow partner and sponsor. We're grateful for their support of our show. The December Fanatics Collect Premier Auction begins tonight. Head to fanatics.com to see what hockey grails made it into this month's premiere. Remember, too, as you submit raw cards to Fanatics Collect for either the premiere or weekly auctions, buy now marketplace, or even your vault, you can have your cards graded right through their submission process from all 4-ish of the major grading companies: PSA, SGC, CGC, and Beckett. It's very convenient, and Fanatics Collect has great pricing on that grading too. The current Fanatics weekly auction is live as well, ends this upcoming Sunday night. It's a really nice auction this week. Some fantastic hockey cards. The three of us bozos have all looked through the auction, picked out our favorite cards, and we'll highlight them now for your education, pleasure, and enjoyment. Just don't enjoy it too much, Phil, if you know what I mean. I'm going to start off because I'm already talking, and I'm going to go with my favorite vintage card in this week's auction. I picked a 1967 Topps hockey Phil Esposito PSA 8. The 67 top set is really growing on me. It's most known for the second-year Bobby Orr. But as I learned long ago from Cup guy Mitch Grotman, friend of the show, Phil Esposito may be the most underappreciated all-time player in the hobby. He's got 717 goals. Is that good, Phil?
Not too shabby. He could have gotten 718, but you know.
Sure. Yeah. How about 1,590 points? Is that good?
Not bad. Over 1,000.
Yeah. Over 1,500.
Very good.
99. Now you want to throw in 5 Art Ross trophies, 2 Hart trophies, 6 NHL First All-Star Team selections, 2 Stanley Cups. I'd say you have a heck of a career, Phil. Heck of a career, Louis.
And a great first name.
Yeah. Marginal. In 1968-69, he became the first NHL player to score 100 points in a season. It's kind of cool.
That's
Finished
pretty
with
cool.
126 last year, or that year. Esposito's number 7 is retired by the Bruins. Yeah, big deal. The card itself is great too. I love the cartoony background in this set. It's got like a pink color. It's, I don't know, gives it very much a 1967 feel. Centering is awesome. Great eye appeal on this card. And a PSA 8 pop in this card is 77, 18 graded higher. There's 2 PSA 8.5s, 15 PSA 9s, 1 PSA 10. All-time high sale for a 1967 Topps Brother Phil Esposito PSA 8. 540 US from Fanatics Collect Vault in March of 2022. Last sale, $250 US on August 24th. You got a current bid, Louis?
I sure do. $82 US.
Okay. All right, Louis, you got pick number, or you got your vintage pick now.
I got my vintage
Who did you go with?
now. I went with this 1968 O-Pee-Chee Jean Bellevue, number 166 in a PSA 8 holder. So Joseph Jean Arthur Bellevue. I call him J-Jab. We got a good vibe. So I can call him that. I don't know what the reason is, but I think this horizontal card thing is starting to grow on me now for some odd reason. But this guy
who
played.
the big card in this set was? Like the big rookie? Very tough card to, because the set
68.
had
Michel Goulet?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Weekend at
Bernie's?
Weekend at but
Yeah.
not Ease. Bernie.
Why am I?
Perron?
Yep. Can't do it.
Bernie
Can't do on the spot, man. Anyways,
Still got it. Bernie Pront. Go ahead.
J-Jab. He played parts
J-Jab.
of 20 seasons with the Montreal Canadiens from 50 to 71.
That's it.
That's it. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1972. He's also regarded as one of the top 10 greatest players of all time still to this day. By his second season, J-Jab was among the top 3 scorers and also the 4th player to score 500 goals. Then, on top of that, he was the second to reach 1,000 points.
Really? Who was the first?
Didn't look. Didn't look.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny.
That's a great question.
I understand because I do the same I do the same stuff you do.
When Bellevue retired at the end of the 71 season, he was the team's leader in points, second to all time in goals, and the NHL's all-time leader in playoff scoring.
Yeah.
He had totaled 507 goals, 712 assists for 1,219 points in regular season games. His name only appears on the Stanley Cup 7 times.
Oh. Sorry, what?
Yep. J-Jab only on there 7 times. His number 4 jersey number was retired in 1971, and in 72 he was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Phil, is Bellevue the greatest Canadiens player of all time?
In my opinion?
Yeah. No, in your uncle's opinion.
No, well, sometimes you ask me to represent 35 million people or one. I mean, I think it's fair that I ask that question.
I thought you were a man of the people. So
my goodness.
Which would be one of the things.
I cannot be asked. Nobody can answer that question to the most storied franchise in all of sports history. You can't ask.
So he's not the consensus. Like I kind of thought he was. And that's no joke behind that. That's why I asked the question.
I know I don't have the vocabulary to explain. I do know what you mean. If you had to consolidate the entire vibe and storied history, I would say Jean Bellevue would be a great representation of that.
Phil, talk words. Bellevue, good player.
Yes. I'm trying to be calmer and stuff and speak more adulty and
adulty. Oh boy, Phil. I love it. Love you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All right. So on to my new favorite horizontal card, which I thought was cool. This whole 68, 69 O-Pee-Chee set is this way.
Yeah.
It's a great looking card. Simple. Just name, team, what position he plays on the front. I like the background, just a little action, kind of like a cartoony drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then a photo of Bellevue himself on the front of the card there. As a PSA 8, there aren't many visible flaws on this. Maybe a small registration issues, zooming way in, but nothing I couldn't live with. Cards off-centered a bit, top to bottom. I think the biggest issue is I didn't bring the picture up, but there's some edge wear on the back where there's red on it that's wearing away. This card's been graded with PSA a total of 228 times. There are 57 PSA 8s, 7 PSA 9s, and none graded at the PSA 10.
Wow. Interesting.
It's I'd love to see a 9 because this 8 looks awesome.
I don't know if
Yeah.
any of these cards were ever centered. I think that's a huge issue with this set.
Yeah.
The card had sold on October 2nd, 2024, this year, for $325 US, but the most current last sale of this card was at the end of October on the 31st for $183 US. The current bid for this butte, J-Jab, is $31 US.
Ooh.
So you seem feel like Patrick Laine is more respected than Beliveau and
You're still on this, man. Listen, I didn't know if you're asking my opinion. I can't answer that, and I love the Habs, and you can't answer that question honestly. You just can't.
What? Why?
Because there's
Why do
too
you have to
many
lie?
players. No, not on it. Like, or yeah, maybe that's the wrong word.
Well, who'd your
Not
top
honestly,
3 be?
Accurately. That's
Who'd your top 3 be?
Pardon me?
Who'd your top 3 be? Can't answer that either.
Yeah. So Henri, no, obviously not. Maurice Richard.
There you go.
Jean Beliveau.
There you go.
Probably Guy Lafleur.
There you go.
But then see now I'm not picking a goalie, right? So like
there's Dryden, Vezina, Bois.
You can leave a goalie out.
You'd have to pick Plot, right? You'd have to pick Plot.
We leave him out of Hobby Mount Rushmore, so it's no big deal.
Montembeau.
All right, my vintage pick.
Yeah, go to your pick.
Okay, so my vintage pick for this week's Fanatics Collect auction is a really nice card. This is a 1966 Topps. And no, it's not the Topps that you think from 1966. Take a back seat, Bobby. You're not the only one in this set that looks handsome on these cards. So this is a Gordie Howe card. It's a PSA 6. I really like this PSA 6 because it's centered quite nicely, better than 8s I've seen. And I still can't really figure out why this got a 6. So I'd buy this. Well, the corners are pretty rough. But what the great thing about this card is Gordie's teeth. He doesn't show a lot of teeth when he smiles, and he's got a big, good, handsome, strapping man smile. I don't think he's a young man in this, but well, yeah, I guess he would be a young man.
Oh, so cute.
So I did some peculiar research about these cards. Okay, so we'll keep it simple. In the last 3 months, the top 20 priced cards over 1,000 from 1966 Topps, 17 out of the top 20. Guess what card they were? Just guess. I won't give you any hints. See if you can get it. Okay, well that's too long. So it was Bobby Orr.
Oh,
but out of those, the 3 out of the 20 that weren't Bobby Orr were George Armstrong. George Armstrong, a PSA 9 went for 2,300. Harry Howell, PSA 9, and Henri Richard for PSA 8. I believe that would be just set registry guys. So this card's probably not going to go for a lot due to our research. There was a legitimate Bobby Orr rookie card. When I was doing my research, it was a Bobby Orr 1.5. It was folded in half a bunch of times, and it sold for $1,400.
Yeah. Do you have a Bobby Orr rookie?
I do not. Bucket list.
Is this lying Phil or honest Phil?
No, honest Phil. I'm not lying. I lie by omission a lot. That I'll admit to you.
It's a lie.
Yeah. I omit the truth frequently. So these cards are pretty cool. The 1966 Topps. This one is of Gordie Howe and it's shoulders up, but either half the cards are of the player's waist, as you can see their hockey pants and a hockey stick and up, or it's their shoulders and up. So maybe Bobby will get into that. I definitely have some questions. Maybe they did 2 photo shoots at the same time or different times. I don't know. Either or. Current bid's $13. Go get it. That's it. I'm done.
Modern.
Okay.
And this is a tough one for me. Gonna be honest.
It's a big week. There was 5 cards I wanted to pick. 5 modern cards.
I want this card.
I left this one in here for you. I knew you'd be all over this one.
Freaking bad.
Yeah.
And I just not gonna do it. It's a 2015 Exquisite Collection endorsements. Pavel Bure patch auto out of 10. BGS 9 auto 10. I really, really want. I just bought a stupid desk and a stupid monitor and a stupid camera for the stupid show, and now I can't get this card.
Go get it, Josh. Say, Jenny, I'm the man of the house, and I'm going to buy this card. And then Louis, make sure your door's unlocked for Josh to run in.
I'll leave the garage door open.
Yeah.
Then I call Louis' wife and see if I can sleep in the garage. Why do we have to be adults? Doesn't stink.
Look at the auto too, eh? Like it's kind of weird how you're not going for this card.
God.
That wasn't
Exactly how I feel about talking about this card. I can't even look at it. I'm covering my screen because I wanted this. I really do want this card very bad. What a beauty, eh? I mean, look at that patch. That's like 50, 60 colors in that patch, isn't it?
jersey specific too.
Yeah, it's a 4-color patch, but 6 breaks, maybe 7. You could like make an argument. I don't know if it'd stand up in a jury, but you can make a court of law. But beautiful auto, Pavel Bure.
The auto.
Pavel Bure, weird hockey mouth. 10.
That's not that
patch.
bad.
Exquisite. Come on.
It is an endorsement relic, though. It's kind of like a signature material version of the cup,
It's endorsements relics. What does that mean?
I'm just going by memory here, man. I can barely even see the colors on my screen.
Well, copies of this card have sold before, actually, both raw. In 2017, a raw one sold for $320, and then 2018, $350.
That's it.
We need a hot tub time machine, guys. Louis, get on that. It's your
You
job.
go get your card. I'll go buy gold.
I'm on it.
Some lucky bleep word is going to get this card, and it's not going to be me. But hey, at least I won't be bitter about it, huh?
It could be.
Oh, this card's so bad. It's so nice. Oh, you got a current bid, Louis?
Sure do. $650 US.
You think this goes for like 1,200, 1,400? That's what I'm thinking. US? Mm-hmm.
Would you trade your top 2 favorite? Would you trade your Wayne O-Pee-Chee and your ugly Jagger Lemieux card for this?
Oh, ugly no. Oh.
No.
You wouldn't?
No. I wouldn't trade my essential credentials. What was my number 4? I don't even remember. My favorite.
Your Bobby Orr, your green booger.
Oh no,
Bobby Orr there.
Green.
You wouldn't trade your Bobby Orr card for this?
No, it was a gift.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't trade my Kaprizov Young Guns either.
No, I wouldn't.
I really want this. This would be number 6. This would be number 6.
Do that either.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I can't look at this anymore. Louis, what's your favorite card?
This is a 2022 Jersey Fusion Gordie Howe patch, number 1 out of 25. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey. Need I say more? You like that, Phil?
I love it. It's very nice. Yeah.
Are those GOM used patches? GOM used?
You just stick around for a minute.
All right, sorry.
Just hold tight.
I'm excited about it.
I know. Well, so Mr. Gordie Howe, 2,186 career hockey games, 1,767 of those in the NHL, and then 419 more in his 40s with the Houston Aeros and the New England Whalers, who would eventually become the Hartford Whalers. Now, sure, it was a gimmick when he suited up for the IHL's Detroit Vipers for one game, but this guy has played hockey in his teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and he was 69 years old when he put the gear on for that one game.
So crazy.
He was 69 when he did that?
Yep.
Oh,
wow. Go ahead, bud.
I was just going to giggle.
Okay. That's cute.
Yeah. We need to take a moment for Phil to giggle. Can we hear your giggles, Phil?
420, 69. Duty.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
He has a middle school named after him in Windsor, Ontario.
Sure.
And another one in Michigan.
If they don't play each other in a hockey game, then they should be ashamed.
True.
They gotta do that, right?
That'd be sweet.
But
then you gotta force kids to have passports and all that, I suppose.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know he also appeared cartoonish in an episode of The Simpsons in its 3rd season?
Did not. That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Fun fact by Louis.
Yeah. So this card for the good listener, right, Phil?
Yes, sir.
Consists of how and 3 vertical game-worn patches along the left side of the card. Top is white,
Patches
the
or
middle
jersey?
jersey patches.
Jersey swatches?
3 vertical
sorry.
game-worn jersey patches along the left side of the card.
It'd
Top
be a
patch is
swatch. It
white.
can't be a patch.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Yeah, I listen. I don't like the guy, but he's right, Louis. Sorry.
Jersey swatch. It's a swatch.
It is a swatch because yeah,
Swatch
you can't
watch.
say-
Do you guys have a
It's a
swatch watch growing up?
Swatch
No,
watch.
what's
Why is that
that?
so familiar? Swatch.
No,
watch.
it's the watches that had like the rubber band things on them, like the colored. You could get
Oh yeah, you like those? You were a swatch watch kid, eh?
Yeah.
You were the same kid with that pen that had those push down things, and you could make your pen like 7 different colors, right?
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Jabot, in my Jabot jeans, my Reebok pumps, and my Genera Hypercolor sweatshirt.
Did you
Certainly
roll your
were.
jeans?
Rolled them, pinned them, whatever.
Yeah.
Varney
Yeah,
Bros.
buddy.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I want to make a comment on that though, and the reason why I was a stickler for the facts, Louis, on jersey swatches, is normally we poo-poo jersey cards. In my opinion, this is not a jersey card to poo-poo. Any game used material from Gordon Howe
Yeah.
is pretty special, I think.
Agreed. Yeah. Museum pieces.
It says this jersey fusion includes material from a jersey worn by the player depicted on the accompanied original trading card. See, I don't even know who this card's by either.
Wait, where does it say game use?
On the back of the card.
Oh, it's SP. It says SP on the front. So
I know, but then I don't know.
It's a game used SP card.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. I can see what's going on here now. I should have shown you the back of it. It's really trippy because they got their own little logo, the company, on the back of this thing. So whatever. Anyways, where were we? Last sale of this card, $50 US on November 16th. So it didn't sell too long ago already. And
nope.
Current bid, $11.
Ooh, that's insane.
You can get a card with 3 pieces of game used Gordie Howe jerseys for $11.
Swatches.
It's gonna go more. It's gonna go for more.
Swatches. Thank you. All right, Phil. Let's
I gotta go. That was tough this week, boys. It was tough. There's a lot, man. There's a lot of really good cards. Yeah.
You like this card? I'm not being like a troll. I can't stand this card.
I wouldn't go for it. I picked it. To be honest, there's other cards I'd go for. I picked it for its uniqueness.
It is.
So
I do give it that, and I shouldn't poo-poo it like that. And I know other people love it, but yeah, it is very unique. And so I recant my statement, Your Honor. And I
look at all the beautiful colors in that card.
Yeah, like so. I'm generally not a big fan of Sign of the Times. I don't understand the lure towards it. The allure towards it. I'm not sure.
Sounds like a Bob Dylan song.
Yeah. Oh, Josh, let me finish. So yes, I understand the cards. You can get like 8-player autos on it, and they're sick. And look, I don't like double-sided cards. I don't like sticker autos. A lot of those Sign of the Times 6s, 7s, and 8s, you're getting sticker autos. And yes, that's still very, very cool. It's just not the way. I just don't want those cards in my personal collection. I think they are great. Speaking of museum pieces, they would fit that mold. But I'm not sure if the good listener knows this, but the Sign of the Times insert is originally a basketball card. So that's all the information I can give you. I don't really know anything else. I can give some generalities, though. I believe the Sign of the Times basketball inserts were like 95 to 97-ish. And from memory and non-effective research, I'm pretty sure 97, 98 was the first hockey year. I encourage you.
Wait, stop. Did you say from memory and non-effective research?
Yeah, I tried to look for it. I couldn't find anything.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 97, 98, more from my memory. I definitely know what those cards look like because I have a couple of them, and they're not the nicest. They're very, very red. But hey, you got to start somewhere, right? So, yeah. Either way, back to Connor's real card here. I chose this because you don't see many Sign of the Times cards vertically. You see them a lot of horizontally. So that's one reason. You also don't see a lot of color with them. And this has a whole boatload of color. So for the good listener, there's a lot of offensive red spectrum on this card. And I just don't understand why they would do that, because there's a lot of orange in his jersey. But I mean, it's kind of like a sunburst as well. How about this? I could see why someone would love this card. I really could. I originally was like, whoa, oh, I don't know. So I'm kind of in the middle. And I could also see why you really don't like this card. And it's
Are you really in the middle? Because I'm looking
Yeah.
at our show notes and in bold letters, all caps, in fact. So it's like a scream. That means screaming, right?
Yeah.
You say, I love this card.
Yeah, that was earlier. That was not recent. So
An hour ago?
I don't know. Could have been an hour and a half. Either way.
All right, fine.
I'm in the middle. No, I'm in the middle. I guess I would lean towards more. I really like it.
So when you do all caps, I love this card. That really means you're in the middle.
Josh, you don't know. I'm in Canada. It could be opposite day here. It's not polite to assume. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think it's a great. Hey, I think it's a great card. Simply,
I actually do too.
The Sign of the Times, though, I don't mind those because you know what? Have we not gone over this before?
Like the main one.
No,
the main one.
I don't like them. No, it's not for me. That's what you say.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Not for me.
Yeah.
And I said I didn't like it too, so I'm as guilty as Phil.
It's not for me, the white ones, like the regular one, because everyone freaks out, man. I like when I was at Grant's table at the GP Sports, he's like, "Boy, look at this, so sick." The 6, I'm get it away from me. I don't care about that. Like 6 sticker autos of Hall of Famers, they're in the building.
Yeah, I don't like the stickers, but I think this is unique in that it's numbered too. I don't remember a lot of single Sign of the Times, so that's a big deal for a McDavie rookie auto.
Yeah. Hey, let me finish real quick though.
Oh,
the thing about the Sign of the Times though, and I'm glad, I guess looking at the price, it's still decent. But if you want to get into an affordable auto card of a player, the Sign of the Times one's affordable to most people.
And rookie too. This is rookie.
Yeah,
I think Louis, even though it's affordable-ish now. Well, okay, what's the bid at? And then I'll finish my
300.
I don't know.
I think this ends at 25 to 3,000.
Are you serious?
$3,000? No, I bet you right now. No.
Well, I'm gonna look it up in Card Ladder, and I'm gonna prove you wrong, or prove me not as right. So wait, what year is it? 2015.
Donuts to dollars.
It's dollars to donuts.
No, donuts to dollars. Oh, you guys want to see?
Crap. Okay, hey, Josh might be on to something here.
Look, I have this.
Okay, here's the deal. PSA 10, last sale October 4th of this year.
I don't care about a PSA 10.
Yeah, I'm just saying $4,560.
That's crazy.
June 23rd, same grade. Could be the same card. Sold in the Fanatics Weekly for $3,600. Yeah, so there's no, and this is a big card in this the whole.
You know what? You know who's gonna buy this? That's a BGS 9, right? Yeah, it's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's gonna buy this card? A dealer, a flipper. This is opportunity knocking. That's what this is. There's 50 Sylvains out there being like, oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Sylvain?
Who?
Make a bid.
What are the subgrades? Can you tell me the subgrades? Please?
Sure can. Listen up.
Okay.
Centering 9.5, edges 9.5, corners and surface are 9s.
Yeah, this is not getting bought by a McDavid PC guy. This is getting bought by watch. What number is it? You said it's numbered out of 99?
76.
It's the same card that sold for $3,600 in June.
Yeah, so it's being passed around like I don't know a PG analogy.
What?
Passed around a lot like money at a restaurant. It's being passed around a lot. Yeah.
What restaurants do you go?
No, I used to work in restaurants. I don't know. It's
okay, so I stand corrected. You are right. This card possibly could go for a lot of money, but newer Sign of the Time stuff, like the stuff that I'm into, that I look at, that's not that expensive.
So when's Sylvain on again? When's he on? We should ask him.
I don't know, next week or two.
Nah, this card's too big for him. No, you know what? He would go for this, I think, because he
You
does
think?
future watches and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he likes to stick with what he knows, right? Smart like that. Yeah.
All
Anyway.
right. Well, you can bet on these 6 cards or any other. Like we said, it's a really good week for Fanatics Weekly.
Huge.
So
Huge.
go to fanaticscollect.com and
Huge.
huge. And let us know what you got. Okay, personal pickups. Phil.
Yeah, nothing. I'm not. I just like to say quickly, I'm taking a big detox of. I haven't even opened. Well, okay, I'm lying. Obviously, I look at eBay sometimes, but not in eBay buying mode. When I go to my LCS, I'm just chatting with the boys. I'm taking a break until probably after Christmas. I'm most likely not going to buy a card unless it's something like a ridiculous opportunity. I think it's good to cleanse the wallet and the brain and yeah, I'm just trying to focus on a few other things. I'm really enjoying I'm taking the process extremely slowly, taking all my ComC cards, piling them into my top loader binders. I'm enjoying the process. I know that's cheesy. Enjoy the process, but I am, because I went on a crazy buying spree. Crazy. And a break is needed. It's healthy, right? And then I'll go crazy again. I'll have a great January. It'll be fun.
Can you do me a favor? Can you get one of those 1,000 penny sleeve binders and put all your Pinto Young Guns in it?
I was thinking about doing something funny. Like, should I just keep buying them now? I mean, I don't know. Probably not. Phil, what? We're not live. What was that? Phil, that's crazy. Yeah, I do need a break. That's awesome.
You know, the problem with your whole Pinto strategy too is, like, let's even say that that he plays well.
Yeah.
I'm a comedian, and that is like Young Guns goes up to, like, let's say $15 raw. You can't offload 400 of them.
No, I already have a plan, man. I'm good at that stuff.
That's a later show. Okay, yeah. Louis.
Right.
Ooh, I'm intrigued by our notes. Let's see what you got.
Phil did this. If anybody tuned into his Friday nights with Phil last week.
Oh no, what'd I do?
He got me going online while you were showing cards, and
I got you hooked on something. Eh? What do you got there, bud?
Because I loved it and had to pick up a
a Mirror Gold
95-96 Pinnacle Select Certified Gold or Mirror Gold Mike Madonna.
Beauty.
Nice.
Do you like the Score Select?
Love them.
It's beautiful card, eh, man?
Very nice card.
Beautiful.
Beauty.
Anything else?
It? No, dude, that's it.
Okay.
I felt like
one and done. One and done.
One and done.
I have 2 cards this week. The show, I should say. Kind of the same old I've been picking up. I got a 2021 22 Fleer Ultra.
Nice.
Sid the Kid. Crosby gold medallions out of 200 raw. And then same year, the Fleer Ultra Kaprizov medallions Titian achievement.
Titian?
Coming up. There we go.
I want to say Titan.
I thought it was
it's kind of got the.
There's an A.
No, it's Titian. It's Titian. I thought it was Titan forever too, but somebody said I was corrected.
So who do we? Is this Billy? Is this a Billy idea?
Probably. It's out of 75. It's an E-Pack achievement, but I had to pick my boy Dollar Bill Carell. And then I got a megabit. In the Slab Sharks auction.
Ooh,
can you give us a hint?
Can
you give us a hint?
No.
Man.
Can't do it.
It's probably going to be obvious.
It's the Jagers.
Oh, better not be like a premier black label BGS 92 Jager.
Stop it. If you like this show or the episode and the show, please leave a rating, review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, want to support us, want to chat with us, want to do Secret Santa, join our Patreon. It's $5 a month donation. Join our $2.99 support level tier. Link is in the show description in both YouTube and podcast apps on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. There's a become a patron link, Instagram, TikTok profile, or just type in Hunt and Peck, Patreon.com and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We are on social media. We're cool. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, and boys. The Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures, LLC. Have an awesome week. Very cool segment. We're going to come back with on Monday. Very excited about that. And
Yeah.
the one, the only Baba Louie, take us out.
Bye.